All right. Hello. Welcome back to the BXR Podcast. It has been a hot minute. I think it's been like a month since the last episode, roughly. Not 100% sure on that. But we're back today. We got Waffle joining us. He's hopping on over from the world of Halo. He loves Halo, so he's joining us. You can see he keeps falling over, so it's just unfortunate for him. But Luke's out living his best life, so he didn't make it this time. But we got the squad here, and we're gonna go. There's a lot to talk about. We're gonna talk about some Starfield, some other games. Obviously, talk about the recent HCS event, Halo, a little bit, and we'll see where it all goes. So why don't we go ahead and start? We'll just hop right on in. Why don't we talk about Starfield? So I know I've been playing it a little bit. Jared, I've seen you on Discord playing it. Who else has played a little Starfield?
I've had zero time with Starfield, sadly. I've been busy with work and just like regular life obligations. I'm like, man, can I just like sit at home and play video games? Come on.
That's fair. Kevin's a busy man now. But yeah, that's fair. All right, so Jared, looks like me and you can talk about Starfield. So
yeah, I haven't played any Starfield either, but I have watched a decent amount of it, and I do have some thoughts. So
I do know about the pronouns. At least I know that much.
Funny story. So I was in the character creator, right? And I accidentally hit Y on the controller. So my manly man was running around, and they're like, "Leave her alone." I'm like, "Wait, what?" Oh no.
That's funny.
My whole life is ruined now, just like the one guy. I'm like, how could this happen? But it's just, I don't know. I haven't really played it that much, actually. I played I was in character creation, and then I have like 10 hours of AFK time.
Oh, okay.
Because I just haven't been doing anything.
Yeah.
I'm like
that's awesome.
just off the tutorial planet, so I can't really say too much right now. But I mean, the one thing I will say is like that first like introduction area, I thought the lighting looked really, really good in the game. Like just the way it illuminates, like the character shadows are cast, those kind of things. I thought looked really well, but outside of that, can't really say anything. Oh, and the gunplay felt pretty decent, like at the beginning when they first come down the Crimson Fleet and they're trying to kill you. I thought that felt pretty good. I'm like, it feels better than all their other games.
Honestly, it's kind of surprising to hear from a Bethesda game where like the gunplay in the field feels good, because I mean they have like the whole VAT system because everything is so clunky usually.
Yeah, for sure. Like I think VATs in a game like this wouldn't make any kind of sense, but I think it's going to be a really fun game. Like I can't wait till like the next podcast where I put in like 70 hours and say a little bit more about it. But right now, I mean, I'm enjoying it. So I guess we'll see what happens next.
Yeah, no, that's fair. So to back up a little bit, I usually don't play like the Bethesda RPGs because they're just like long as fuck. Like I played some Skyrim. I mean, like who hasn't? And I played Fallout 3 like back in the day. But besides that, like Fallout 4, I didn't touch it all. And New Vegas, like I think I've started New Vegas like 10 times. And I've never like progressed far enough into the game to like actually do anything meaningful. So I feel like Starfield is the first time that I've actually like been getting into a Bethesda game, especially like at launch, obviously. And I probably only have like 5 or 6 hours currently just because it just came out like a couple days ago because I didn't want to pay $90 for it. Sorry, Xbox. But
fan exposed.
Yeah, paying the normal price for the game. I got it, a couple nights ago, and I have barely progressed the main story in like 6 hours. I did like you said, I got off the starting planet, and then I mean, this isn't really a spoiler. It happens in like 20 minutes, but it plops you onto like a hub city, right? I haven't left the city. I've just been running around doing side quest shit, and like honestly, it's been pretty fun. The gunplay, like you said, does feel pretty good, but I also probably haven't shot my gun in like 3 to 4 hours of gameplay because I've just been doing like talking to people in the city and like doing like random shit. Although there was this one side quest that like I'm stuck on because I'm a dumbass. I couldn't figure out how to pick the door and I ran out of lockpicks. And so like I've been stumbling around the city trying to figure out where to buy more lockpicks because like I can't figure out how to get into the room. You have to like break in and do some shit. So yeah, overall, it's pretty fun. I saw earlier, and this is going to be skewed, but they tweeted that they have like 6 million players or something, and it was the biggest Bethesda launch ever, which, you know, a little skewed because in the past Bethesda games you had to pay full price for, and this one you could play through Game Pass, so the numbers are going to be a little skewed there, but at the same time, all the other Bethesda games also launched on like PlayStation and whatnot, so I think it seems relatively successful, at least out of the gate. It reviewed pretty well. I mean, it got like an 87, I think, on Metacritic, with like some weirdly low review scores that kind of skew the numbers. But I mean, it is what it is. I feel like that happens to especially games like this. So I feel like this is probably Xbox's first like W since I don't even know. What would you
Since
guys
all the acquisitions?
Hi-Fi Rush probably.
Yeah, but
consider that
Hi-Fi
W.
Rush is like a small game. Like this is the first like major AAA W that I feel like Xbox has had since
What about Redfall?
Oh god. You know, and actually to go along
that was
with
some
that,
people's game of the year.
Oh god, let's.
Yeah, that's
But
that's a
no,
quote. That's a quote.
I was
right
gonna
there.
say
Mhm.
that is true. That's a very big quote. But I did see too. They said that they had over 1 million concurrent players across PC and Xbox. So that's pretty good.
So, and you have to think about it. We can see the Steam numbers. So Steam is at like 250. So between PC Game Pass and Xbox, that's another 750,000 players that were on at one time. So like 250k concurrent on Steam alone is like a pretty successful game, especially when you think that everyone that was a part of that original 250 number paid fucking $90. So like I've been seeing people on Twitter trying to like pretend this game hasn't made money or like isn't successful. I'm like, you guys are fucking stupid. Like where's your math coming from that you don't think this is like a relatively, I mean, I'm not saying it's the best game in the world. It has its flaws. Like obviously it's a fucking Bethesda game, right? But like in terms of coming out of the gate strong, getting players, getting sales, probably getting Game Pass subscriptions, you know, the whole ploy of Xbox these days, Starfield seems like it's doing it. I saw a funny tweet from Surasia, and it was like, I wonder if Starfield is out, and it showed like all the different like Game Pass ads, and it was just 3 different blurbs about Starfield.
Hey man, it works. I think in the early access, I had like 70 people on my friends list playing Starfield.
Yeah.
So they're definitely making money from this. I'd like to assume, anyways.
Yeah, for sure. And like
Yeah.
the numbers we probably won't ever see is like how many, and maybe they'll share them, but like how many new like Game Pass subscriptions did Starfield alone drive? Probably a ton. Because like I was gonna do Game Pass to play it, and then I was like, you know what, fuck it. Like I kind of want to mod it in the future, and I felt like modding it would be easier on Steam. At least that's how Halo was. So I was like, you know, I'm like, I'm not
That
going
was
to
a
fact
good
check
choice.
this.
It sounds like it doesn't work on Game Pass very well at all.
Perfect. See, I made the right play here by just buying the game.
There
Really?
you go.
I guess people have been having trouble with it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
They just need to upgrade their PCs. That's what Todd Howard said.
so
Yeah,
so
That's awesome.
I saw that.
I will say the game has been running fine for me. I don't know, Jared, have you had any issues running it, or are you playing on Xbox?
Yeah, I'm playing on Xbox.
Oh, okay.
I had one crash at the menu, but that's it. And I thought of Waffle when that happened because I think that happened to him. But
Yeah,
outside
but
of that,
there's probably a
it's
reason
smooth.
Waffles crashes. All right.
I'm using a pirated copy of the game, so like it just doesn't
bullshit.
launch. So I mean, it's whatever.
Perfect.
You know,
Pirates game crashes. Oh, game's broken.
Oh yeah,
I said-
no hate to the developers for that one.
I said he should get on Twitter and throw a fit that his pirated
I
copy
should.
doesn't work.
It doesn't work. Fuck.
This is fucking bullshit. But yeah, no, I feel like Starfield will be at this rate, I'll probably put 40 or 50 hours into it over like the next couple months, like casually finish the game and like have a pretty good time. So I think it seemed like a pretty solid Xbox win. So I don't know when the next Xbox win will be because I don't know what else they're fucking working on, but maybe something next year sometime. But you know, between Halo and Starfield, the Xbox is back on top, dude.
Dude, Halo is back,
man.
baby.
They've gone woke. You can choose your pronouns in the game now. So Apparently, that's really upsetting to some people out there on the internet.
Dude, the funny thing is, so when you make your character, I mean, Jared did it on accident, I guess, where he changed his pronouns. But like, I was going through the character creation, and I didn't even see the option on like how to change them at first. Like, I was like, "Chat, can you even change these?" And then someone's like, "You have to hit the fucking button." So like, it just defaults to whatever the fuck thing you pick, and you have to like go out of your way to change it. So it's like, I don't get it, man. Like, I'll be honest, but I also think I mean, he might deny it, but I feel like there is a little bit of like, if you go on a rant there, that shit's gonna get posted and you're gonna get some interactions and.
Oh yeah. Well,
it did seem, yeah, that's what I thought too. It did seem a little like that. We went full cam and everything. It seemed like, that was kind of a rant to entertain, his audience or whatever. I don't think he expected it to get shared like it did. If he knew that, he probably would have said things differently. But
yeah,
it's the internet.
Maybe not been frothing at the mouth of just the sight of the ability to choose a pronoun. Which honestly, it's just more customization. Usually, they just automatically assign it to you, but you can actually choose it.
I think they should charge $2.99 for that. I think that'd be the solution, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't know, man. I thought the whole thing was dumb, but
it's for sure dumb, and it's funny as hell to watch. Yeah.
Yeah, he was definitely very angry, but yeah, I agree. He probably was maybe just trying to put on a little rant for the stream, and then it blew up more than he ever thought it would, and then he kind of doubled down. But at that point, honestly, you probably do just double down. I don't know what else you do at that point. So
yeah,
it already happened. If you just backtrack,
just dive. You went like then just dive into the deep, and you went like head first.
Yeah,
just like we're going all in on this rant.
Yeah,
of something that's completely irrelevant to the game.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people clowning on him, and that's fair. It's fair game. But I do want to point out that some of the people laughing at him are also the same people that were scared to play a Harry Potter game. So, there's a little bit of hypocrisy in it from what I've seen. But
yeah, I mean, I'm sure you are right. Like, I'm sure there are specific people that are clowning on him for this that also wouldn't play the Harry Potter game. But I also, what did I see earlier? It was something similar.
He also had a huge rant though about the Harry Potter game, about like, let me play my Harry Potter.
All right, so at least he's on. He's 2 for 2. I guess
he's consistent.
He's
consistent. That's all you want from a content creator.
Do you really need anything else?
Holy shit, dude! I honestly forgot about the Harry Potter like controversy. Like, it was so fucking.
It was so blown out of proportion. It was ridiculous,
dude. It felt like that's all Twitter was talking about. Then the game came out and it was like really successful, and you're like,
right,
let's go Twitter.
Actually, I remember at work we actually talked about it because some people were like actually kind of nervous about posting stuff because like, Hogwarts Legacy, like, with work at GameStop, they actually like, had like, marketing plans kind of they bought into that they wanted us to do and stuff.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, maybe we just kind of like, bury it with some other posts or something like that. And I'm like, guys, I think it's the internet being the internet. And it's a very vocal minority just running the conversation.
Yeah.
And it ended up being just that. Because every time we posted anything about Hogwarts Legacy, it was like totally fine. Like, and then maybe one comment, but like never caught any fire or anything.
Yeah, I mean that's just kind of Twitter in a nutshell. It's all just like little echo chambers here where like something gets going and then you like see a ton of it and you think like not even when you're talking like political stuff. I mean that's just gaming in general. Like right now, if you go on our Twitter, you probably think Halo Infinite's the best game in the world, right? But
oh yeah, for sure.
Is it really?
Hey, we back.
We back according to Halo.
We back.
So
we're back.
It still doesn't work for me. I'm not back.
Well, Jared, you have so dog shit internet, so I don't know.
Everything else works. Damn it! I don't want to hear that no more. It's fixed. The tree is down. There's no excuses.
That's funny. All right. Well, I think that covers Starfield. Next podcast we'll probably talk about it more. Oh, what were you gonna say, Pop Q?
I was gonna ask. I did want to know, like, how are you guys actually feeling about the game? Like, if you had to rate it right now, like, what rating would you give it out of 10? Because I know I've heard I've seen from many people that say like you need to put in like 10 hours or 20 hours or something like that before it actually gets good. And you said you've only played like 5 hours or something so far?
I will say I don't get the people who think the start is slow, but those might also be people who are like mainline doing like the main quest only. Because to me, this feels like a fucking Bethesda game. You load into the world, you get out of the streamlined tutorial area, and then you just fuck off for like 40 hours until you stumble your way to the end of the game. Like that's how I imagine. Like whenever I have played a Bethesda game, that's how I play them. Like I actually no, I usually don't finish them, but like eventually you make some progress, right? But it's not like I'm not playing like some linear game where I want to go like story mission to story mission, because from what I've seen so far, the story is like it's fine. But it's cooler to like see the side quests and like see the world, and like there's like little things you'll stumble into that make the world feel like really lived in, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I mean it's hard. I feel like how much I've played, I feel like you can't really rate the game because there's so much more to the game. But like if I had to throw a number out now, I mean I feel like how it's gotten reviewed is pretty fair, like in between that 8 and 9 range. Like I think there's a shit ton of stuff to do. Like any Bethesda game, I think like the RPG depth isn't nearly, especially coming right after Baldur's Gate, like the depth isn't there compared to that, but also at the same time, like it's a lot easier to get into and play. You don't have to know like D&D rules and all. Not that you have to know D&D rules to play Baldur's Gate, but like it helps. Whereas Starfield, you just kind of fumble your way through like some conversation points. Starfield to me feels a lot closer to like Mass Effect, right? You're just like, you're in space, you're going to these different planets, you're just like talking to these different people. My dude has alien DNA, apparently I picked that. And I like stumbled into a hospital and they're like, yeah, you can pay to get that out. And I was like, I think I picked it for a perk. Like I don't even remember. But
yeah, I think a good way to describe Starfield would be like an RPG for people who haven't played RPGs before. And I think it's a good entry, it's a good entry point to RPGs, and it's just a nice solid experience, at least from what I've seen. Obviously I haven't played it myself, but as someone who's like, whenever I pick up an RPG, I just play it until the end, and then wait like another 6 years before I play another one.
Yeah.
So like the last one I played was Outer Worlds, and that game was great. But to me, like Starfield is just going to be one of those games you play and you leave the genre and you don't touch it again, just because there's so much stuff to do. It is such like a content-rich game. There's so much shit to do. It's really time consuming.
Like I was gonna say too, like I feel like as I put more time into the game, I'm gonna get this feeling where I don't know why Bethesda went so big with the game. I feel like you could have just done the whole game inside the solar system, made the seamless flying, from planet to planet, and then just really populate them. Like I feel like they didn't have to scale it as big as they did. They could have did more depth and more like detail on less planets and just the solar system. It's like
I kind of had the same idea.
Yeah, if you have 8 Skyrim-sized worlds to explore, or I guess, more than that, or however big they want to go, it just, I don't understand why they needed to go so big, because even like modders and stuff, the invisible walls between the tiles on the different planets, all the tile, like the entire planet, they are connected. You can walk through the invisible walls if you take them down and go to the next tile. Okay. It just crashes the game. Like, it doesn't work. So the planets are technically seamless, but you just, it kills the game if it loads everything at once, because there's just too much to load.
Yeah. No,
I think
that makes sense.
Sorry,
I do feel like they tried to really build up, like, that idea of, like, exploration from No Man's Sky, and to properly, like, feed that itch, you do have to have like a ton of shit to explore, right? But I would agree, like personally, I think they could have just done focused areas, done the solar system, done like really like detailed out planets, because you probably haven't run into it yet, Jared, too much, but this game is like fast travel simulator. Like you can't really fly your ship anywhere. You kind of just fly out into space and then fast travel to the next area, or like jump to the next area. Like even in the city, I fast travel like back and forth just so I don't have to walk around the city, because it's like confusing and there's no fucking map for some reason, unless I'm stupid and it's there and I just can't find it. So like I'm just constantly like running at waypoints or like teleporting back so that I can like restart from the top down. But Yeah.
I'm fine with this. As someone who grinded Oblivion a shit ton and would like stand in the corner of the inn and crouch and walk into the corner to build up his stamina, like I'm fine with a little fast travel.
Yeah. I will say there's the stamina in this game and it pisses me off. Like especially in the city. I wish I could just sprint. Because if you sprint too much, your guy doesn't just like get tired and stop sprinting. You start to like build up CO2, and then if you build up too much CO2, you take damage, and then you have to like fucking eat or like use med packs to heal it. So you have to like constantly stop sprinting, even when you're like, in the city. And I'm just trying to like run to the next objective. So that's kind of annoying, but I mean, it's not like the end of the world or anything. But
I mean,
Kinda
were you
funny.
able to run in a straight line for 12 minutes before hitting the load screen and getting mad about it?
I haven't tried that yet. I probably won't,
You're just not
unfortunately.
playing. You're just not playing the game right. Like,
Yeah, like,
Yeah,
you know,
I mean,
with any, yeah.
I'm actually
I'm
kinda
surprised
curious
we
what I
got
like about
past
that.
the start screen. I mean, the start screen's so bad, right? The game's bad. I
Yeah,
don't even know
yeah.
why
Oh
we
my
played to begin with.
Dude, I
First
forgot
thing I
about
do-
that tweet. What the fuck was that?
Mhm.
You could tell by the start screen how much like effort was put into a game. Holy shit.
And that guy was a game developer too, which is crazy.
Yeah, that was a banger tweet, dude. Really good. What menu did someone send him right after that was like fairly similar?
it
And
was
he's
like-
like, "No, that
It
menu
was his
is
own
perfect."
from his own game,
Oh,
right?
okay.
Oh, that's crazy. That is crazy.
didn't know
Sending him
that.
his
He's
own
like, "Oh,
work.
your game's terrible. Obviously, look at the start menu."
I think someone sent him the Skyrim menu. 'Cause that's like just the three.
Oh yeah,
fucking
that too. Yeah, they did.
buttons.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was like the Half-Life. one.
I don't know.
Oh
There-
my god.
I don't know what the man wanted from a menu. Like, as long as I can get into the game. Honestly, I'd rather have this fucking menu than like COD's menu where I'm playing Hulu Simulator
my
out there with
God,
all the
yes.
tiles.
Yeah.
So like this one's
Oh.
very straightforward. You either start the game, you load a save, or there's like photo mode and like settings. So that's really about it.
Yeah.
And you just play the game.
I'm already
it's-
feeling sick after just hearing about Call of Duty's UI.
Like Starfield, it's just a short
As I play the
short
game.
list of different modes, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, that's exactly what I want out of a UI. Like
Yeah.
that's perfect.
Yep.
Remember the good old days where you could climb out of a chair and play arcade games in the UI?
That menu is actually pretty
Oh,
sick
yeah.
though, to be honest.
That was sick.
So that's like the
That was
opposite
unique.
side. But if you didn't climb out of the chair, it was just a menu with some lists, right? It was
Yep,
exactly
it was great. It was
Yeah.
perfect.
So the
Yep.
climbing out of the chair was the little Easter egg. But all right, well, I think that covers Starfield. Like I said, we'll probably, I imagine, talk more about this next podcast once we actually get further into the game. I think we'll probably have a lot more to say because right now it's just like the side quest stuff is cool, the city and stuff is pretty cool for me, and the gunplay isn't bad. I wouldn't say it's good, but if you went into Starfield expecting good gunplay, probably picked the wrong game. As long as it's
But wasn't that what
It-
it helped
it's-
them on? Didn't it help them on the gunplay? They helped them with something. I'm pretty sure it
they
was the
helped with
gunplay.
something. I mean,
Yep.
so I haven't played.
It's good compared to past Bethesda.
Yeah, I was gonna say I haven't played a shooter since like Fallout 3, and it's obviously a step up over that because the fucking FPS mechanics in that game suck. But like compared to Fallout 4, is it a big step up, Jared, in terms of just shooting mechanics?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
'Cause I thought-
I don't even think it's even close.
I thought Fallout 4 was the one where everyone said like, "Oh, Bethesda finally made a FPS game that like doesn't feel terrible." But
No.
I
mean,
remember
it
that game
wasn't
still feeling
bad.
terrible. Like I was playing on PC and I'm like, I can barely aim in this game.
And you said the gunplay's all right, but what about the enemy the NPCs? Like from what I can tell, they seem really dumb, and it also seems like the enemy density is very low from what I've seen.
so
It's like you might walk into a room, there's 3 enemies, 2 aren't looking at you, 1 can't hit a shot on you, and you just mow them down real quick. That's kind of what I've been seeing from the gameplay I've watched.
So the little combat areas that I've gotten into, it's fighting the pirate people, and maybe it changes further into the game, but yeah, they're just like dumb, somewhat bullet spongy enemies that kind of just stand there while you shoot them. I am playing on normal. I did fight like one boss guy, which was literally just another like humanoid person with more health. So the I don't know. I don't think that's like as long as that kind of stuff isn't bad, I think you're fine in a game like this, because I think the point of a Bethesda game is to do the world and like the RPG shit.
Yeah, it's our.
But yeah, no, the gameplay isn't like gonna blow you away. If you go into Starfield just looking at the gameplay, it's probably not gonna you're not gonna love it. I will also say the ship combat, I don't like at all. I don't know if you've done much of it, Jared.
I'm not a fan of it right now. Maybe it'll change as I mess with the ships further in.
Would you say Halo Reach had better space combat?
It's less clunky, yeah.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Really?
Yeah, it's less clunky.
Yeah.
Dude, Halo Reach
was thinking the same thing.
Was so shit. Halo Reach space combat was so dog shit. Like
it was always good. It was all right.
I don't think
it was Ace Combat.
I replayed that mission recently. It was fun.
Please don't compare Ace Combat to these games. It's so much better.
Yeah,
it is so much better.
No, the Reach space combat wasn't bad. It was just shallow as fuck, right? So the mission on Legendary could be like kind of annoying because you'd like die and you'd be like, really, how could I have avoided that? Like, there's like 2 buttons to click and my ship goes straight. Well, in this, it's kind of similar. Like, there isn't a whole lot. I mean, there's the whole like ship building thing, which does add some depth to it. So that's different. But the actual like flying mechanics are just like clunky and kind of annoying. Like it seems like it tried to straddle the line of being like an actual like flight sim, and I think they should have just gone arcadey with it, because it has like the weird way you turn and stuff, and a lot of people have complained that basically anytime you're fighting more than one ship at once, it just falls apart.
Well, I just wish you could just pull the camera back from the ship, so you had like a further back view. I feel like it'd play way better that way, just so you can actually see something.
What are
I've heard that the ship combat's like kind of clunky and like not really that, and kind of maybe a little too difficult kind of thing. It's what I've been hearing mainly about it.
I find it
when I saw like in the direct, when you're like, oh, you can shift your power around and stuff like that. I'm like, that sounds cool, but I mean, like when you're in the middle of a dogfight, you're like, I'm not trying to like reverse thrusters. I'm just trying to shoot, you know.
So that thing is like your ship has like a set amount of like generator power, and you can like revert power to different things. So like you won't have enough power, at least in my ship, maybe in the future. You don't have enough power to fully power up everything. So if you want to rock into a battle and you want to like put full power to your shield, so you're a bit tankier, but you want to move a little bit slower, but like put also power behind your weapons, you can like do stuff like that on the fly. But yeah, like you said, I'm not really swapping it out mid-fight. It's just kind of like I set it once and I kind of forget what I set it at.
The shields, that's kind of cringe.
Well, it is.
And I'm also kind of curious how's like the planetary exploration stuff. I kind of touched on it briefly, but like with like the 1,000 plus plants stuff, like I mean, is there like really much use to going to explore planets besides like, you know, pressing A for a resource and then moving on?
You can build like little resource bases. I haven't done
like marketing fluff to me. I'm not like a really big fan of that. I think like, going back to what Jared was saying about like it could have been so much better if it was just like in a single solar system. I think like I feel like the developers just forgot how big space actually is. Like one solar system is so fucking massive.
Yeah.
And like they could do so much cool shit with that. Like you could make an asteroid station that spins up that you can dock at.
You reminded me of what's her name? Lana Pierce. She did the video where she flew for 7 hours straight to prove you could fly to Pluto in the solar system without fast traveling.
Didn't she fly through it?
Oh my god!
Like, yeah, she flew through it.
When she got there, the game didn't like load it.
She flew right through it because it wouldn't load it.
I would have preferred a seamless experience with like a smaller solar system and a smaller like set of planets. I think that would have been cool, and I would have appreciated that more than the 1,000 planets kind of fluff content that like the game seems to have.
1,000 planets. That's not exciting to me if they're like most of them are procedurally generated. Like that's, I don't know. It's they seemed pretty empty from what I've seen. It just seemed like dirt and rocks, and you can explore them, but like what are you gonna discover? Like
I mean, from what I saw, like the procedural generation portion was more kind of like segments of each planet like would procedurally generate. Like this would be a resource thing, or this time it's like a base.
Yeah,
rather than like the entire planet. I think the planet itself was like made, but that, you know, by dev in some capacity. But then like the points of interest are just kind of like randomly mixed up by the generator. At least that's the input I got from like watching like interviews and stuff like that in the examples.
Okay.
So, yeah,
Someone didn't see my short talking about that. That's what it is right there.
Someone doesn't watch the GameStop shorts.
Jeez. No, I haven't been doing much exploration. Maybe by next week I'll do more of it. I've mostly just like been doing side quests. So like I kind of just go like mission waypoint to mission waypoint. So like I haven't really like fucked around just to like just to kind of wander and look at stuff, but also isn't really my thing. Like I'd much rather wander around like a cool city or something than a open planet, right? But I will say parts of the first city. Jared, are you to the first city yet? I forget what it's called, like New Alexandria or something.
New Atlantis.
New Atlantis. Yeah. Dude, there's a section of that city that tilts the fuck out of me. It's like the Wells or something. It's basically like the ghetto portion, like toward the bottom. And like there's this fucking side quest where you have to go and basically turn on a bunch of breakers. And it's the stupidest fucking thing. Like it would like tell you the breaker's like a floor up, but like this fucking section's like a maze. Like there'll be stairs here that lead to a dead end. You have to go back down. You have to fucking go all the way around, find the stairs over here. I was getting so frustrated toward the end of it. I was like about to just give up on it. And finally I found like the stairs that said to the top floor. And I'm like, well, fucking sick. Let me go to the bottom to get to the very top. Cause like, that's great. Thank you. But
you know, it's funny you say that because I see a lot of streamers complaining it's not a good game to stream. It's a good game to play, but not stream. Do you feel that's accurate?
I mean, I streamed it the first night when it like fully came out for a couple hours, and I will probably never stream it again. I mean, when I play it, I have fun, but it's a lot of just kind of like walk in and like if you were gonna try and stream a full game through a full like playthrough, you're gonna have to fill a lot of fucking dead air, and I don't know. It's like a fun kind of zone out vibe game. Occasionally pay attention when you're like talking to people or shooting, but do any Bethesda games make good streaming games? I would say they don't. I don't think long RPGs are good stream games. Like I feel like they're too long and there's a whole lot of kind of just like traversing and walking around or having kind of empty conversations with NPCs, right? So
right.
I don't know if that's really like a hit against this game specifically. I mean, I think that's why, you know, most of the biggest games, like streamed games on Twitch, are constantly multiplayer games, right? Because they're like straight to the point, full of action, you know. Like how often are you really sitting there watching your favorite streamer play like an old RPG for the fifth time, you know what I mean? Like you can turn that kind of stuff into YouTube content because you can chop the fuck out of it, right? But I feel like it's not a great streaming game, but I also don't really think any RPG is. Even like Baldur's Gate, which maybe has a bit more because you like can do a co-op and stuff, I'm still not tuning into Baldur's Gate streams very often, you know what I mean?
Absolutely, I agree.
But alrighty.
I still need to play that game actually.
When are they adding the Starfield guy to Fortnite?
Dude.
That's what I want to know.
Dude, honestly, they probably will, but it would have to just be that dude off the main cover, right? Just like an astronaut-looking guy.
He's the Starfield guy, man.
Like it's so
let's just
fucking
put Todd Howard
generic
into the game.
I hope they put that fucking first robot. That's your little friend at the start of the game, Jared. The one that you meet at the very start.
Oh yeah.
He's my friend,
Starts
dude.
with a V.
Yeah, he's been following me around. Sometimes I try to talk to him and then I instantly get tilted because he talks like a robot, but he also talks very slow. So having a conversation with him is just me skipping all of his talking because I can't stand how slow he's going.
Oh my god!
But
does he actually able to say your name properly, or is it?
No, they don't ever.
I'm curious.
Say your
or is he
name.
only able to be like Tom, Dave?
I don't think they ever address you by name, do they, Jared?
Yeah. That was like a selling point, wasn't it?
I'm pretty sure
It hasn't happened to me yet.
Yeah,
It's supposed to, because remember in the
99% sure
whatever
they can say
press. Yeah, he said Todd. So I mean, is Todd lying? Maybe your PC's not powerful enough to hear your name.
Oh shit, that could be it.
You need a
Maybe
49
it doesn't just work.
So okay, so one thing I did see about the game that's kind of shitty is it doesn't have like what's the NVIDIA upscaler like
DLSS.
Yeah.
So the reason it probably doesn't have DLSS right now is because it's an Xbox game, so they're only giving those FSR as far as I know.
That makes
But
sense.
I think a modder came out with
they've put it all
DLSS.
over Nexus, but
Yeah,
it instantly makes the game run better and look better from people that download the mod. But I think overall the game looks pretty decent. Mine's like pretty blurry, but I think I figured out I pay attention to the resolution slider, so I think it's like not even rendering at 1080 on accident. So that one's on me.
Oh,
But yeah, well, I just did the presets and I didn't realize that it like auto turned the bar down. But all right, Sea of Stars. Tell me how much you love it, Jared.
Only after Waffle. Tell us about it, Waffle.
Oh yeah.
It's
Let's hear your
great.
expertise.
It's actually like really fun. I'm only like partway through. I just got to the lake, like the first lake area. So I'm still
Jesus.
like I'm still like really early, but it's very fun, and it's just a very like nostalgic kind of game. Like the art style, it's still like pixelated. It looks really good. The animations are all like insanely high quality. Not insanely high quality. That's not the word, but like it's clear that a lot of care went into them. They all look really good. It's just a very like nice looking, pretty game to play, and it's fun. The turn-based combat is turn-based combat that's actually like good. It's not like Pokemon where it's like kind of shit and you just click the buttons.
There's
And use quick
zero
attack, use quick
anti-aliasing.
attack. Yeah, it's nice. Like the combat's fun. The character, like the story. I won't lie, I haven't like kept up with the story that much. I probably will in like a second playthrough. I usually just click through the dialogue because my attention span is fucked. But it's fun. It's a good game overall. I'd rate it like 8 out of 10. It's solid.
Perfect. You know what? Well said, Waffle. The game is absolutely amazing, and it's so amazing to me. It's my game of the year right now. I played
Really?
Zelda, I played Resident Evil 4 Remake, I've played all of those games. This is my game of the year right now. That's how much I love it. Because there's so many like old classic RPG games like DNA that's within this game. And a lot of times you'll see games like, make callbacks to other games, and they'll take like all these different mechanics and then they'll butcher them, right? They just don't work together at all. Well, Sea of Stars somehow like melds the best parts of a bunch of different old school RPGs like Super Mario RPG, Chrono Trigger, Golden Sun, and it just makes such a seamless experience. Definitely in the combat, like Waffle was saying, the combat is phenomenal for a turn-based game because they have this special system that's like a lock system. So you get little squares that appear above enemies or bosses, and they're different damage types, and you don't know how it's going to roll the damage types necessarily. Like obviously if I'm in a swampy area, it's going to be more like blades and poison, like those kind of damages, like towards the enemy that I need to do to break those locks. But like a lot of bosses, they'll be randomly generated, so you'll be like, okay, I got 8 locks to break with like 4 different damage types. I'm like, can I do that in the next, let's say, 3 turns? Because you'll have a little number by the boss or enemy that's counting down. Like with each action you take, it goes down. So you're like, I need to break this lock in the next 3 turns. Can I realistically do that? Because another nice thing about the lock system, even if you don't break the lock, it does reduce the damage the enemy's going to do with that attack. So it's like you're kind of playing this weird chess game where you're like, okay, if I can't break the lock, how far down can I reduce the damage my party's going to take? And do I want to kind of go all in trying to break this lock here? Or do I want to reserve something like for the turn after? Because like when you do normal attacks in the game, you recover your magic after you spend it. And that's the only way to get it back. But you also produce these little orbs called live mana, where if your like main character, like I said in my review, Zale, does sword damage with his normal attacks, he can absorb these orbs and also do sun damage on top of it. But the nice thing is, you can also absorb those orbs and it will boost like your healing ability. So it's like you're playing this weird chess game of nonstop. Okay, do I want to attack? Do I want to, defend? It's just, I don't know. It's a very interesting system. I really love it. And because of how action oriented it is as well, like when the enemy attacks, you can click the action button to block the attack at the last second. And the same thing when you attack, you can click it to do like double damage with your melee attack or hit twice on that turn. And it does take a little bit of skill because it's weird, right? You don't time block as you're being attacked. You have to like do it like a second before you get hit or a second and a half. It's like a weird delay before the attack hits. Kind of like if you're going up to block in real life, you don't do it as the punch reaches you. You got to do it early so beat the timing. So I don't know, it's a really cool system. And also the music is absolutely amazing because they got the old guy from Chrono Trigger to come in and help with the music. And I can't remember his name, I'm going to be honest. And if I did, I'd probably butcher. It's like Yasunori or something like that. But the guy is really amazing. He's really gifted. It has a really amazing soundtrack. It looks amazing. I love the game. And yeah, I'm triggering people because I think it's my game of the year.
I think I haven't played any of those like old RPGs. Yeah. So I don't have the comparison that you do, Jared. But the comparison I do have, which is probably shit, but it is Pokemon, and my experience with turn-based combat has always been like pretty bad. Like Pokemon is not fun once you turn like 12 years old and you can figure out like the damage types and shit. It does not have depth to it, or at least I wasn't like interested in it enough to find the depth that people do with Pokemon. I was not a fan, and it's set up in a way that's the combat's a little bit like easier to figure out and requires some more critical thinking, which I just enjoy more. I like when games make me think and they aren't just mindless push button,
Perfect.
Right.
Yeah, that's fair. So I saw this is like some small indie studio, right, Jared? Or have they done notable stuff in the past?
Yeah, they made one game before called The Messenger, which
that's really
done
good.
really, really well.
That was
and
really
it's
good,
that game kind of plays like old school Ninja Gaiden. I haven't played it yet. I want to go back and play it, but they've been really killing it. Like this is 2 back-to-back games they've done really well, and they are making DLC for Sea of Stars, so I'm looking forward to whenever that comes out sometime down the road because they had a lot of backers on this game. I think
it was Kickstarted, right?
Yeah, it was Kickstarter and backer kit, and they're out of Canada too, so I figured you liked that waffle, but I remember I think it was like 3 million Canadian dollars, or it was something like that. But
yeah, but those are like Monopoly bucks, so
yeah, that's
right,
like 10,
but
10
no.
US dollars.
Perfect. But no, it was it's pretty cool.
It's very good. If you're a fan of like the Ori games at all, if you've played those, the Messenger is like kind of like that in the way.
Oh yeah,
a little bit,
and the Messenger is also a sequel to Sea of Stars. So Sea of Stars is kind of a setup to that. Yep,
I
this
saw
is
they
a
were in
prequel
the same universe, which is pretty cool.
I did not know that. I need to replay the Messenger then.
Yep, you'll see a lot of, I guess, callbacks to the Messenger, so keep an eye out for that. Waffle.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
Ori is pretty fun. I usually don't play very many like platformers, but I did play Ori, and Ori is pretty solid.
Yeah.
Shoot, besides, and I can't even think like. I remember I played a little Hollow Knight, played Ori. I'm trying to think what other platformers I even played recently. I played like Guacamelee, which is like a weird wrestling one.
Played
See, that game was good.
The Guacamelee?
Yeah.
I think I played the first and second one because there's 2 of them, right? I think I got them in like a humble bundle or some shit.
Yep.
They were just in my Steam inventory. I was like, yeah, all right, fuck it, I'll play this. And they're actually like kind of fun. But all right, I think that kind of covers. What's up?
Have you played the game? I just said it and then I forgot. Shit. All right.
Halo?
No.
I love Halo. All right. I think that I'll do it for Sea of Stars, unless Kevin or Pop you got anything on it.
No, did not get a chance to try it at PAX or anything like that. And I did awkwardly, when I was at the Square Enix booth, they have a game called Star Ocean. And I was like, oh, you guys have Sea of Stars here? And they're like, no.
No.
What is Star Ocean?
It's like, come on. I actually dang it.
Okay. It's another old school RPG. They're actually remaking, I think it's the second one from the Super Nintendo or
it's like a remaster,
whatever.
like it's fun game to have was back in the day. But like,
I see.
yeah. Complete, celestial item in water, and I was like, come on, man, that's easily confusing.
Are they gonna add that guy from that game to Fortnite? Because that's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah, right.
Sea of Stars guy?
Yeah, add him to Fortnite. Add him to Fortnite.
All right, hold on. I have to look up what the guy on the cover, like with his little sword. They should add him, honestly.
Oh, yeah, they should add him.
He's got a little fire sword. Although, like, if you throw that guy into Fortnite, I feel like he just looked like a generic Fortnite character.
Dude, the generic Fortnite characters this season are not good.
Do they still make new generic Fortnite characters? I didn't even think they did anymore. I thought they purely just sold us fucking crossovers at this point. Like, I didn't even know the game had regular skins. Why? Why bother?
Hey, the collectors, man. There's that guy on Halo that buys everything in the store and brags about it.
We gotta have a talk with people that you cannot be a collector of digital video game skins. All right, that's not how this fucking works. All you are is a whale. Okay, you can't fucking turn around and sell your digital skin collection in the future when they've like been discontinued and get your money back. The game will just be shut down, and your thousands of dollars will be worth 0 pennies. But I don't know.
Apex Legends Mobile.
Okay, calm down. You're making an argument for NFT skins there, so take it easy.
Ah, shit. No, wouldn't. Well, they'd have to be NFT skins that go from game to game, right?
Yeah.
Well, because then you'd actually have. I know it won't, but people seem to think it works like that.
I see.
If you want to make some money, right here.
Jared got his Pokemon cards. Here. Hell yeah.
There you go. You see that? That's like $20,000 on that page.
See, you can be a collector of Pokemon cards. It makes sense. Your piece of cardboard is worth something. But I don't know. I mean,
do you still have your Yu-Gi-Oh card collection?
No,
I do indeed.
No, I rage sold all my Yu-Gi-Oh cards
one of these days
when I scrubbed out of nationals. I got knocked out pretty early. I sold my deck and I sold all my cards, and I never had Yu-Gi-Oh cards again.
I still got my original Blue Eyes White Dragon first edition from the 90s.
There you go.
That's badass.
Alrighty.
Oh, before we move on,
yes.
I wanted to ask you a question because Jared mentioned Sea of Stars as his game of the year so far, and it made me think of this. I hear a lot of people, several people, talking about how 2023 is the best year of gaming. I've seen people saying that. I'm curious to know what you guys think on that, because a lot of these good games that came out this year, a lot of them are single-player games. And, I kind of just look at it like back in the day, we used to get good single-player games and great multiplayer games. So I personally disagree that 2023 is the best year of gaming. I don't think it's even close.
I think 2023. I mean, it's definitely like one of the better, especially recent years. Like compared to recent years, it's better than everything, right? Compared to like some of those old school years, like 07 or like 04 or something like that, like. You're right. Those had such a wider variety of games. You had RPGs back then. Like you had like Mass Effect, and you also had like really good multiplayer games. So there's like a better variety. So I probably wouldn't say like it's the best year ever, but in recent history, it's for sure like one of the best years we've had recently. But only if you want to play like single player. Like honestly, if you want to play single player RPGs. Although we have had stuff like Resident Evil and like Dead Space earlier in the year that kind of like already like kind of forget, like no one's talking about them anymore because of all the stuff that has come out later in the year. And
I just think that's kind of the nature of a lot of single player games. Like some really great single player games are games that people only play through once or twice, or, whatever, and then they forget about. Multiplayer games, I think, obviously have a lot more replayability. I mean, those games are good for several years that people are playing them. So, yeah, that's why I just think there were definitely better years in the past.
Hey, we got Counter-Strike 2 this year, man. That no one can get into.
Hey, I played it the other night. It feels just like Counter-Strike, but it's prettier now.
No way.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I think
all it needs.
And hey,
oh, that's all. Someone tell 343. That's all it needs to be.
Hey,
yikes.
we got the resurgence of Halo Infinite. We got what's the one game called? I can't even think. BattleBit or whatever.
Oh yeah,
I'm not playing
BattleBit.
Counter-Strike until they add sprint and clamber.
BattleBit was so fucking fun.
Maybe a boost pack as well.
Kevin will be playing the weird ass modded version from. There's a version that was like released in Asia specifically. It was like published by Nexon. And maybe that's the version you want, Kevin.
Some lonely Titanfall kids will just put
Dude,
Titanfall into.
have you guys seen the Titanfall copium recently, dude? Titanfall's back.
I have.
So
Oh yeah,
some,
Resurrection.
some random dude at Respawn has been updating the game. Like he puts in like a new playlist every week or two. He's been like switching things up, and they also recently put it on sale. So people are there. There's a little hype. Like they think maybe it's maybe
forget,
it's coming.
Apex Legends. The season ends on what? Titanfall 2's anniversary or whatever.
It's the 7th
And the season's
anniversary.
called Resurrection. You know, just
that
put that
can't be a
tinfoil hat on.
coincidence.
Dude, as a Titanfall fan, I've been taking like insane hits of copium every 2 minutes just to stay alive. You know, like it's not normal. And you know, I've been watching.
It's not normal.
It's more than the usual amounts, right? But like. There's no way this is like actually happening, and if it does, like I think people's minds will be blown. I just think the chances are so fucking slim. There's no chance that we get a Titanfall 3 or even a BT skin in Apex Legends. Like
That'd be goated.
I think there's.
Well,
I think
it
there's
wouldn't be
no,
that goated. That'd just be a cynical crash grab. So never mind.
It'd just be a cash grab. So like it'd be cool, but it'd be a cash grab, and I still wouldn't download Apex again. But yeah, fuck. I miss Titanfall. I hope it's true. I
mean,
Everyone said CS2 wouldn't be a thing, and here we are.
It's true.
Yeah, but there was a lot of leaks and rumor, like actual, like credible leaks for CS2. There's nothing besides like some conspiracy stuff for Titanfall 3, right? That's the difference.
Yeah, it's just insane. Like Halo fan. It's just insane Titanfall fan cope.
Yeah, I respect it though. So, you know, pretty soon that'll be us because Halo will actually be done. And
what do you mean? Halo's back. Halo is back.
We'll
back.
get to Halo being
Season
back.
5.
We'll get
Forge.
We'll
AI.
It's yeah, it's coming.
Not confirmed.
Is it
Even though
Confirmed.
basically every leak of Halo has
It's confirmed according to the Halo leakers. So
yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, I don't know. I want to know, like, do you think it's just like some random dude that has like some spare time at work that has just decided to update Titanfall 2? Because I doubt Respawn has tasked someone to do playlist updates for Titanfall 2. So this got to just be a dude bored, right? He's just bored at work. He's like, maybe today I'll throw in a new playlist.
He's like, I'm the only one who plays it. Might as well update it.
Dude, no, I saw it.
It's Vince Zampella just like in his free time.
I saw it hit like
actually,
20K again on Steam.
Probably like the IT
Dang.
guy at Respawn. He brought home like a bunch of shit from work, and his son started poking around with this like random hard drive and started fucking fixing up Titanfall 2 servers. Holy shit.
That'd be fun. Yeah, look,
We're
it
still
peaked
back.
24 hours ago, or the 24-hour peak is 22,000 players on Steam, which is roughly what 5 times Halo Infinite on Steam.
22,000 for Titanfall 2?
Yeah.
That
That's
is
amazing, actually.
Very surprising to me.
Well, it didn't
Well,
just
yeah,
already
it
sell
comes
for
in
like
waves.
$3. It comes in waves. Before that, it was peaking at like
Still.
2,000 a day. But yeah, I mean,
They're getting the Xbox numbers, man. The Xbox numbers.
what if the Xbox numbers of Titanfall are massive, bro?
Dude, they're massive. They're 300K concurrent.
Oh, for sure, easily.
Probably.
But all right, so PopQ kind of brought it up. Jared already gave his. What is your guys' game of the year if you had to pick
Halo
a game
3.
so far? All right. Well, BHP still thinks it's 2007, so luckily he's picked a classic.
It's better that way.
I mean, I don't know. I just kind of like look back at it. Listen, plus I didn't really play many of them.
Well, yeah,
Because-
that's why it's your game of the year.
Yeah.
Like, unless even as like a full blown games reviewer, I think it's impossible to actually like play every big release that comes out in a year because there's just so much shit that you're gonna have to obviously pick and choose stuff that appeals to you.
Very time consuming.
Yeah,
I mean,
So-
I guess from just what I've heard, I'd probably say Baldur's Gate 3 because I feel like everyone who's talked about it says like it's not only just like a really good game, but it helps like progress the like RPG genre forward into like a new level of like, is it as good as Baldur's Gate 3 kind of stuff? Which is
Yeah.
kind of crazy, especially since that game's also co-op. Like you can play with your friends with that
Mhm.
game, which is kind of insane.
You know, I'll
Can play
say this
split
about
screen.
Baldur's Gate 3. I do think it's going to win Game of the Year, like hands down. Nothing's
Yeah,
even going to
it
touch it.
will.
It'll be like Elden Ring last year. But I also want to make the argument that that was an early access for 2 years. Like
Yeah.
Act 1 of Baldur's Gate 3 is a flawless experience and it has more content than more or most full-priced games. But like Act 2, things you start noticing a little bit, and then when you get to Act 3, and obviously they're constantly doing like fixes and stuff, you'll start noticing some glitches and inconsistencies and like the story and stuff. So I will say you can definitely tell Act 1 all that work went into it for all those years, and that the rest of the game's kind of, it's not bad, it's still better than most games, but you can definitely see as the quality kind of falls off. And it's crazy how games, it's not getting punished for that, which I think silly because it's still part of the game. Like no matter how good the start is, shouldn't the middle and the end be equally as good as the start?
And I think
You know,
it's
like
too
those
long.
first 60
Most
hours,
people probably never
Yeah.
fucking get past the start.
right? But like the first 60 hours so far of what I played have been amazing. Even though you wouldn't know it because none of my Steam achievements will unlock even after 60 hours. They won't give me anything. I think I got 2. Like I don't
Damn.
know what's going on. It's so stupid.
That is unfortunate. You lost me at first 60 hours. I ain't got time for that.
I think I heard Shillip say he's like 100 hours deep. He hasn't finished it yet.
Yep.
So yeah, it's
That is
long as
crazy.
fuck. I think I put like 3 or 4 hours into it, and I fully understand why people love the game. I think it's cool. I think the RPG stuff is really cool. I don't fuck with the combat. I actually don't really enjoy the combat in the game.
Turn-based, right?
Yeah, but I like XCOM, but the turn-based in this is like, I don't even know how to
It's
describe
different.
it. It's different. Like,
It's the D&D rules make it strange for a
Yeah.
lot. A lot of people I've seen complain about the combat. Like they like the game, but the combat is just not for them.
and I also probably just suck at it because I feel like I was constantly dying and having to reload areas, so that was probably part of my problem. But yeah, I agree. I think Baldur's Gate hands down is gonna win Game of the Year. I don't know what my Game of the Year would be though, to be honest. If Counter-Strike 2 comes out, I think that would just be
BattleBit.
my dude. Okay, BattleBit was really cool, but I think it's hard to pick that as a Game of the year.
You're not gonna like my
Really?
answer then.
Oh, what's
because,
your answer?
Oh no.
My unironic answer of game of the year is BattleBit. And
Oh, there
for
you
me,
go.
it's just because like it came out of fucking left field for me. Like BK told one of our friends, he told me about the game. Hello?
Yes,
Oh,
we hear you.
Oh, yeah,
Hello.
okay.
Hello.
Yeah, he told me about the game, and I didn't know about it before that, and I gave it a try, and it was fucking amazing. And then it came out, and it was just so fun. I played it nonstop for like a couple of weeks, and I still play it now and then. But I just wasn't expecting it, and it was just a nice like fun surprise for this year that I wasn't expecting. I could say, yeah, I'm so hyped for Spider-Man 2, which I am. I really am. I want to play that game day one, and that game could be great. That game could be my game of the year, but I don't think it tops like a nice surprise like BattleBit because you don't get that often. And the multiplayer experience was something that was like seriously missing for me this year. So yeah, BattleBit is my game of the year because it was just something unique and unexpected, and it was really good. And I wish there was more of that.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. I feel like we get a lot of like pretty forgettable indie multiplayer stuff. So I mean, BattleBit definitely like made a splash. Like it definitely is memorable. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it was cool for me. Like I think I put like 20 or 30 hours into it, but and I probably will go back and play it occasionally, but I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, BattleBit is just probably what Battlefield should be with like Roblox graphics, right? Like,
Oh yeah, I put 103 hours into it, and I'm
Jesus,
also like a
okay.
hater. I'm like a hater.
Mans was on the
of-
grind.
I'm just an absolute fucking hater when it comes to Battlefield games. Like, I just don't think they've made a good one since Battlefield 1. I think Battlefield 2042 is like dog shit.
oh yeah,
But that's
Well, everyone thinks that.
that's just me.
Yeah, I
You'd
don't-
be surprised.
That's
I've
not
had some
just
people
you.
try to like convince me that it's
I
like
think those
really
are
good
the
and it's
those are
fixed
the
now.
those are the exact same type of people convincing you that Halo's good now. It's just the people that are still
Yeah.
playing. Like,
You're,
if you're gonna stick
I
around
mean,
for
I've-
that long, you probably should enjoy the game. Otherwise, you've made some bad choices. Like the people that fell off
sure.
Battlefield just don't open it or like care about it anymore. So the only people
Exactly,
left.
and-
I mean, I will say the 2042 that I played like more recently
You
was
played the
much
open
better
beta?
than the open beta was dog shit. There was like planes like they would fall
Oh,
down in
my.
like 1 frame per second. Like it was like a slideshow.
I played that. I wish I hadn't.
Can we
Holy
talk-
shit.
Can we talk about
That
the
was
fact that
rough.
it launched with no menu or in-game scoreboard or whatever the
Scoreboard.
hell it was?
it
Like,
had no
yeah.
who
scoreboard.
the fuck does that?
Oh,
That was
some of-
rough.
That was
My
good.
open
Wow.
beta
Mm.
experience on Battlefield 2042 was just awful. The game didn't work.
Yeah, and then
So you can see my playtime is 5 minutes. I just sent it to the group chat. So yeah, it was dog shit. I
Nice.
think I did get it working on the like on not on Steam on like the EA app or something, but like it was just dog shit. The game just ran like shit. It wasn't fun. Like I don't know. Like the classes were stupid, or not even. They didn't even
The
have classes.
operators.
They just had the operators, dude.
So
If
they
I want to play Siege, I would just launch Siege.
yeah, they jammed all the operators into different classes now, but it's still like
Yeah.
the same thing kind of. Like you
Still
still have
stuff.
the different operator abilities. And yeah, I would agree. I don't think those fit very well into the Battlefield like style of game, but you know, that's why BattleBit did it well, dude. They had classes, so you know the medic was OP as fuck, and everyone killed you with the vector. So I think they nerfed
sounds
it
like
now, doesn't
Battlefield.
it?
Okay,
They
cool.
need, they need to put the BattleBit guy in Fortnite. I think.
Oh, they just need anytime a game has moderate success, you shouldn't even have to
Ooh,
reach out to
Fortnite.
Epic. Like your character should just spawn into Fortnite, and you just get like a
Yeah.
cut of it. Just like it's just natural. Like your game sells over X amount of copies. All right, he appears in Fortnite the next week.
Same thing if you're an influencer. If you have like over 1 million followers on TikTok, instantly.
Oh, on
Fortnite.
TikTok, dude, there'd be
Yeah,
so many,
maybe.
dude. There's so many people with over 1 million on TikTok. Like, I don't know why.
That's
I feel like you can like go mega viral for like a month or two on TikTok, have like 1 million followers, and like I don't know. I feel like
Man, it's
of
really easy.
of all the apps, I see like the most people on TikTok that have just like fallen the fuck off. You'll be
Yeah.
like, oh, this person has 1 million followers, and they get like 5K a video, and you're like, oh, interesting. But we're
They added
slaves
KB
to the
Lame
algorithm. dude.
Fortnite.
Added
Did you
who?
see they added KB Lame?
Oh my god, the fucking
The
alright.
hands guy.
The guy that goes
hands
like-
guy. Dude, I
That's
can't
great.
like I'm not. A,
Does
I'm
he
not
do
trying to
that
hate on the
emote?
guy.
I hope he does.
He does, and
Alright,
like it's like the
perfect.
hands are on his chest, like on his like outfit or whatever. I
Okay.
can't lie, like he's a cool guy. I'm sure he like makes cool content, but like holy shit, his videos where he just like points his hands at shit, they just annoy the fuck out of me.
Oh, that guy. I
Yeah.
thought that was him. Yeah,
He-
okay.
they're just so annoying.
Welcome to TikTok, brother. Like
Talking about Fortnite doing everything, I actually ran into Hugh Moran over at PAX.
I saw you took a picture with him and Sean,
Yeah.
the old dedicated Halo hater.
we were
it-
making
the
joke.
joke.
We just like made a quick joke. It was like started from the Halo, now we here.
Yeah, you tweeted that. That was a good tweet.
I was like, they're like, yeah, post it, dude. It'd be awesome. I'm like, all right.
His videos are goated.
Yeah, he's had a
Yeah.
little blow up,
Oh yeah, yeah.
A little.
little,
Just a small one.
a small one.
Yeah.
But all right, let's talk. Well, on that note, Kevin, why don't you talk? You don't have to go super in depth, but tell the stream a little bit about PAX. How was it?
PAX was cool. It was interesting because like on the very first day, I ended up getting like a Facebook memory picture of 10 years ago when I went to my very first PAX.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, feels. And I was like, yeah, started out just like finding that ticket through like, I think it was Craigslist at that time to get a ticket to go in. And then now, like 10 years later, I actually get to like work at the event, which I was like, this kind of like a full circle kind of moment. It felt like to me. But yeah, it was like the first time. So I went like just as GameStop media, just trying to capture anything that seemed interesting or was cool or whatever, you know. And I didn't really get a chance to. Actually, I don't think I played anything while I was there. I just kind of walked around a bunch. I was like, that looks cool, you know. And then, but yeah, this time around, they actually had 2 full convention centers of stuff. And they actually got a chance to try out the new convention center, which was like really awesome in Seattle. So I really hope, I'm not sure which one is happening for Halo Worlds event, but I really hope it's the new one. It's way cooler. But
which one's smaller?
Yeah, it's the HCS budget.
The old one.
Oh, that's the one we're
HCS
at
budget
then.
moment.
Dude,
Yeah.
all right. I have okay. When I get to Fort Worth, it was overall a good event, but I have like that convention center, not it. Like, I don't know. Anyways, continue.
But yeah, so then really the thing about PAX too is that like once you go to your first one, you kind of experience it, right? And after that, it's all kind of basically the same stuff, just like the names have changed a little bit here and there and stuff. Like, because you don't have like huge game. There's never really ever like huge games where you get to play test or play them early. Like Starfield wasn't there, Call of Duty wasn't there, or really Microsoft in general wasn't there at all. And there was no Activision, ain't nothing Activision related, but like Ubisoft had like Prince of Persia playable on the floor, which is kind of cool.
Yo,
I want to play that. Actually.
I would have played.
Yeah,
that.
actually, I kind of wanted to play it too. I just ended up not having it really the time to do it, which was a shame. We did do some pretty cool stuff with Square Enix. They had us we got a chance to make some content with some of the voice actors from Final Fantasy 16, and so keep an eye. We're currently in the review process with those, so keep an eye on the socials. I'm just saying. Just around, we just kind of do like some fun, like silly questions, just because like no one cares. Like, how does it feel to beat Clive? Which we already did like back in like before the game release with them. But that was really cool as well. And also, yeah, like a big thing about PAX is like, even if like you're not super interested in what's there, the main thing is also it's just like the whole vibe of the whole thing's just cool because like rarely do you ever see like video games celebrated like openly out in the public. Then you go back to Fox News and you see why everything is like dedicated to video games, why everything's awful.
Yeah, I think going to gaming events is like a really cool thing. I'd love to go to more. I've only been to like one kind of LAN, and that was like a fighting games event, which was cool. It was a lot of fun to watch. But I don't like know anybody who's into fighting games, so I didn't know anybody there. But yeah, like they're very cool.
Yeah, and like I ran into a bunch of people I've known through Halo or just online and stuff like that. So it was really cool just to meet up with them. Like I said, met up with Hugh and Sean and stuff like that, and ran into I don't know if you guys remember CM Near at all.
He used to make like
Halo Machinimas.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I ran into him at PAX as well. I was like, Chris. But yeah, like that's what's, and then also just I had a chance to like watch some interesting thing. Like so like the Square Enix social media manager was like, hey, I'm going over to the Crocodile because there's like a stand-up show with like a couple of YouTubers doing stand-up. And I was like, do you want to come by? I'm like, sure, why not? I'd just be going home playing Halo anyways, And was it like a pro? It's like he's known as like the completionist or pro Jared. Yeah, Gerard. Yeah.
Yeah, Gerard.
He had like a whole stand-up. His thing was like, telling like his life story through like kind of a comedy bit kind of thing. And it was actually like really well done. Like that was actually, it was like genuinely good. Which is, even though no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's funny you say that because Gerard's in Sea of Stars. So
he is.
Yes, he is. So that's kind of
awesome.
But yeah, so I got a chance to do that, and just kind of it's a great chance to just meet people, make connections, meet people you know through the community and stuff like that. And it's just also just like the vibe of just video games all around you. It's just kind of cool. Bunch of cool cosplay people. I did record like
Oh, you
a
do
bit
some
with a bunch
fist
of
bumps?
Yeah, I did a thing where I was like, because I saw this thing on like a Renaissance Fair short. I saw someone did like you made in character handshake kind of thing. I was like, well, I'll just do that for video games, you know. And it's actually kind of popped up. I think we're at like 250,000 views on Instagram. So I was like, yes, it worked.
There you go.
But yeah,
Oh, yeah.
So we did some stuff like that. We got some more interviews coming out, and but yeah, it's just a cool thing to do. You know, just the chance to kind of just experience games and all the stuff in between. It's like also like there's a bunch of like workshop stuff that they do, or like panels. You can go in and kind of listen to like either some devs will show up and do like a panel. I ran into like a workshop room where everyone was learning how to play the ocarina and stuff like that. And, but yeah, and also it's just like it's just a cool time. Get a chance to meeting your friends online in person and stuff like that. It's a good time.
Yeah, no, I
can
imagine it'd be pretty fun.
Yeah, I would suggest like if you can make it to a PAX, do it. But if you have to really go out of your way, probably just either wait till something closer to you or something like that. Like it's not like a oh my god I need to be there kind of thing, but it is cool. So if you're only like a couple hours away, I'd still suggest doing it.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, cool. All right, so while Kevin was at PAX, I was at the recent HCS event, HCS Fort Worth, which was an event. Honestly, I mean it was pretty solid. I mean I'm sure you guys watched like parts of it online, so. So I went there and I played with some buddies in the open bracket. So in case you're wondering, I am actually officially a Halo semi-pro. I did place top 64. So by the numbers, I am a semi-pro. Now, was there only 60 teams that showed up and did we lose every game? Yes. But I'm still a semi-pro. So I mean, it's a pretty big deal, pretty big accomplishment. Feel like I really grinded for it. So next year's definitely my year though. So, we're really gonna it's only up from here. You can't you get your first semi-pro placing, like it's up and up from here. No, so
I mean you had the jerseys to prove it.
I even have a jersey that says my name on it and everything. Yeah. So
I heard you kick some ass in Halo 5.
Dude, I shit on someone and then we all right, we'll get there. All right, so the open bracket. So in the past, like at the other events that I've gone to, like Raleigh or even like Kansas City, so Raleigh was like a full tournament, 256 teams, right? Like you couldn't sign up at the door if you wanted to. And that's really fun because you can go there as like a casual player and like win multiple rounds before you play like sweats, right? So like Raleigh was really fun. And then I went to KC and it was KC had like 100 teams still. And so you had about like a round or two where you would play more casual teams and then you'd play like the sweats that scrim all the time. At Fort Worth, our first team we played like a team that plays like top 16, and then we played like some other people that like never get off the game. So we didn't even we just got shit on twice in a row. We were actually on the LVT stream. I don't know if you guys saw it.
Oh,
so
really?
they streamed the fucking open bracket. And so loser bracket round 2, I sit down in my fucking chair and I see that the LVT production thing is in the lobby. And I'm like, why the fuck are they in our lobby? So yeah, they streamed our game of us just getting fucking shit on. And the chat's just like, isn't that the dude that tweets things? Like, oh, he sucks. Like, why don't you fucking show up to the LAN? I'm sure you would have got your shit fucking rocked, but whatever. So the lack of teams is kind of a bummer. I don't know how you fix that. I mean, you fix that by the game having more players probably, but yeah, I don't know.
Maybe.
Battle Royale will fix it all. Trust the process.
Yeah, so that is a bummer, but like it's still fun to go and hang out with your friends. Basically, it's just an excuse to get together. So this event, though, along with the open bracket, they actually did like side events for the first time. Well, they've done like Last Spartan Standing before in the past, but this tournament they actually made more of an effort to have like a lot of side events for the people that were there, and I will say that made it like a ton more fun. Though they need to work on the formats a lot. So I got to play a Halo 3 side event and a Halo 5 side event and a Last Spartan Standing side event. And so like the Halo 3 one, they basically did this like weird King of the Hill format where like you would show up at the time it started and you would like there was like 8 or like 4 stations, right? Because it was Halo 3 doubles. And so the first like 8 people or whatever would sit down and play, and then if you won, you kept playing, and every time you won, you got a point, and at the end of like the time, whoever had the most points got like $500 or whatever. So the fucking line just didn't move. Like most of the people in front of me just straight up gave up and left because like so the event started at like 4. I think I stood there until like 6 or 6:30. We played one series, like beat some people. And then we played another one and lost. And then by the time we lost, the line was gone. Like everyone had left. So we could have kept playing. But I was like, it's like 7 o'clock. I think I'm going to go get dinner. So I went 1-1 in Halo 3 LAN. So then the next day, they had more side events. So they had a Halo Infinite 2v2 tournament that was actually a bracket. But they capped it at 24 teams. It was supposed to start at 4 o'clock. So I thought roll in at 3:30, sign up for the event. No. I fucking rolled up at 2:45 and the event was already halfway through the convention center and it filled up before I got to the front. So I didn't get a play. I heard you had to be there like 2 hours early just to stand in line. Like, I don't know. I feel like they need to do a better job of like, I don't want to go to a Halo event to stand in a line for 2.5 hours just to play like one series of Halo, right? But so we didn't play the Infinite 2v2. I did play Last Spartan Standing, which I don't know, just isn't. I don't really enjoy it that much. I like got kind of pooped on. And then we also played Halo 5, and honestly, it was pretty fun. Like I don't think Halo 5 has true LAN, but yeah, we played one series. The first game we sat down, I went 16-1 on Plaza. And
there you go, sweaty, yeah.
And then the second game was like Regret or something. I don't remember what I went. Like I went positive. So we 2-0'd them, and then we could have kept. So they changed it a little bit. So it was the same format for H5, but they realized during the Halo 3 one that like the format fell apart. So in H5 they made you get up regardless of if you won or lost, and if you wanted to re-queue, you had to just get back at the back of the line. So it was like move more people through the line, which I think was probably beneficial because you didn't have to stand in line as long. But yeah, so we like stood through the line. We won our first game. We got back in line, realized the only people that had got back in line were like the Halo 5 kids, and just decided like, nah, this isn't worth a half hour. And we just left and got drinks. So yeah, I'm undefeated on Halo 5 LAN. I'm 1-1 in Halo 3 LAN. So basically like, I'm a side event kid, I guess. Yeah. But Halo 3 on LAN felt like fucky. There was like multiple times, I assume it's just MCC or the Xbox, where like me and I was playing with my friend Gus. We would like melee someone and it just didn't do damage. And it was in a series we were kind of like, we weren't doing that hot in anyways, but so it probably didn't matter, but I don't know.
Was this MCC Halo 3?
Yeah, you're playing MCC because it's Xbox Ones, and then yeah, Halo 5, dude. I didn't get very long to fuck with the settings. So they like wanted you to start playing pretty quickly, but I don't even know what like setting. Like my settings were so fucked when I was playing H5 because I haven't even played H5 in like forever, right? So I don't know. I couldn't get like toggle sight to work. Like I had to hold the trigger to like aim in, which felt odd.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. I assume there was an option for toggle back in H5, but apparently I couldn't find it. Like in the 2 minutes I had to set my shit up, but
sounds awful.
Yeah, so
do you play with toggle in Infinite?
Yeah, of course.
Oh.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, I'm not trying to hold the fucking BR.
Like that thumbstick to aim.
I mean, I use trigger to aim in, but I still just tap it. But
I hold it.
Well, if you hold it, if you get descoped, you have to like let go of the trigger and then re-click it.
You aim with trigger?
Yeah. It feels nice.
Yeah, it's freaking gross.
Was that 2 years?
Yeah.
What the hell's wrong with you?
Shameful.
You're just an H3 kid. You haven't.
And let me guess, all of you pull the right trigger to shoot.
Call of Duty kid.
Disgraceful.
Yeah, I do shoot with the right trigger. Am I supposed to shoot with like X or something?
Jared shoots. What do you do? Left trigger? Right? Yeah, you just play southpaw.
Left trigger.
That's crazy.
But yeah, so overall, Fort Worth was like a pretty fun event. I mean, I think it's a bummer the amount of people, like teams that showed up. I don't know if that'll fix in the future for year 3.
Oh, dude, it will for sure.
I think they need to do like, all right, I get it. It was probably cost saving, but bro, we cannot be having 3 fucking events in Texas. Like Texas, like Fort Worth isn't very fun. Like I'll be straight up, Fort Worth kind of blows. Like it's hot as fuck, and it's basically like the shittier downtown, 30 minutes to the south of Dallas.
Dude,
so it's like
they need to do Chicago.
yeah,
Like,
Chicago would be
so
fun.
fucking perfect.
Or just like cooler locations. I get that cost more money, but like
Yeah.
I don't know. Or if you're gonna do a Texas event, I'm on board. But like fucking 3 of them in the same year,
It's ridiculous.
yeah, it's pretty stupid. So
Were they
hopefully,
all at the same venue?
no, they were in Arlington, Fort Worth, and then
And Dallas, right?
yeah, I think so. So they were like all in different cities, but like
That's so
Arlington's
stupid.
a suburb. Fort Worth is like its own city, but
it's Dallas and Fort Worth. They're like together.
yeah,
so
yeah,
they're,
yeah.
like,
But
right
Dallas
next to
is
each other.
definitely
Yeah,
like the cooler version of the two.
I mean, they
Cool,
refer to it
cool,
as DFW,
DFW,
because
yeah.
all the cities are so
Yeah.
close together.
Yeah, it's
Fucking
just one
Americans,
big
man.
metropolitan. It's all connected. They have separate downtowns though, and Fort Worth downtown definitely isn't as cool, in my opinion. Like
Wow.
Dallas downtown's a lot bigger, but Fort Worth downtown like had shit to do, but it just I don't know. It was alright. The like drinks and stuff were pretty cheap though, compared to like sometimes you go out downtown in a city and like drinks are expensive as fuck. They were pretty cheap in downtown Fort Worth. But yeah, so overall, I think the event was pretty fun. I forgot where I was going with this, but yeah, that was Fort Worth. What else we gotta talk about? I think that's pretty much most of our main topics. Do we care about the YouTube shit? I don't know if we really do.
Dude,
Yes.
I'm big on
Not
Halo
really.
since season
I
5.
still
Oh, yeah,
don't
yeah,
fully
yeah, yeah.
understand
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
to be honest. I just go, okay, whatever.
Let's just talk about the current state of Halo, because obviously like Halo's having a resurgence and everything. So I figured it would be good to talk about. So, lately, as seen by
Your
my
typical
tweet,
general gaming podcast topics.
Halo has had a month-on-month growth from for the past 3 months on Steam. So it's on the up and
3
up.
players to 5?
What's up?
From 3 players to 5.
Yeah, it's actually it's up 2% a month. So 2% of the
Oh.
3,000 players is like a jump of what, like 40 players?
50 people? Like,
yeah,
fuck.
an extra 50 average players a day. So
But
Yeah.
are we talking
some-
about the Halo revival?
yeah, so Summit plays now. Obviously, like Shroud played for one night. So there's a lot of things are on the up and up for Infinite. And Season 5 is coming out soon. So
Yeah, season 5 is supposed to have 2 PvE modes and then like an anti-cheat. So season 5 will actually be
it's supposed to
good.
have an anti-cheat.
Dude, that's what I'm saying.
It has
so
one.
fun.
Bro, the
Arbiter,
game's
right?
the
Dude,
game's been
Arbiter.
out for
Arbiter.
fucking 2
It's gonna be
years.
2 years. I can't believe Shiaway tweeted like this is the best competitive shooter out right now. And I literally had to respond with like, dude, there's no anti-cheat in this game. That was like fucking
The
shocking. to me.
anti-cheat is just waiting till all the cheaters get bored and move on.
Yeah.
Dude,
They
the
already
problem
have,
is the
dude.
cheaters
think
are
it's
they're
working.
Halo kids. No, dude, these kids are dedicated to cheating. They just stick around continuously cheating.
Yeah.
Like they're just bored.
It's not even the
Yeah,
normal
that's true,
cheaters
that's
that
true.
just try to make money off of a game.
No,
They all left a long time ago.
These are specifically the kids who never got off Halo, and this is like the one time they can be cracked in matchmaking. Like they've been
Yeah.
playing Halo matchmaking for 20 years, and they've always been like average, but now they can cheat and be like high Onyx. So this is a whole new world for them.
I mean,
gosh,
I
I'm
remember like when the game
1900
first. Yeah, I just remember like when the game first launched. So like, yeah, there was like a good amount of cheating. I saw a bunch of clips like that online, but then like, I haven't really seen any of it online recently. Like,
I
I was
think
really
we all-
sharing
I
clips.
think we
or-
all gave up.
I
No,
mean,
I-
yeah, I do think there was more cheaters at launch, but
Yeah.
also at the same time, it's like if someone's walling, I mean, they can hide it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's hard to unless you're going to a theater after every game and watching their POV. But
It also just kills like the pro am scene. Like people trying to run
Yeah.
like their own community events and
Mhm.
like scrim and shit. Like people will cheat in tournaments regularly.
I mean, it
I'm,
kills
like,
my
aware of-
motivation to play.
I'm
because
aware of like a lot of like a handful of people who have won events, like won money at events while cheating, and
Hmm.
it's not like good. It's not good for this
You kn-
game.
That's probably the worst part too, right? Because theater doesn't work right, so you can't even tell if someone's cheating half the time.
right,
It's like
it's
"Ah,
not
it's
theater's
a
not even
theater."
reliable.
No, theater is not reliable at all. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. True.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned Summit was streaming the game, which I do think that had a good amount to contribute to the little spike that Infinite had. That and the squad battle playlist. But I wonder if Summit streams the game again after they implemented that the horrible rank change. So you
that
can't search.
that just rolled out.
That just came out.
Yeah,
where you can't search in Onyx if you're in a 3 or 4 stack and one of you are one of you are rank Onyx.
It's 1600.
It's Onyx 1600.
Yeah.
So if you're 1500, you're okay.
If you're a total
wait,
Onyx shitter.
so they changed it from the blog, right?
They changed it to
1600.
1600.
This is where This is where I get to make a video saying Halo Infinite has changed forever.
Halo Infinite is back, baby. Halo Infinite is back.
I don't know. So
but I still think it's a horrible change. I know everyone keeps talking about the population. There's not enough people. This is why they have to do that. But I just think widening the range of which ranks can match each other is the better play over telling 3 stacks and 4 stacks that they can't play. I just think that's horrible. I mean,
they don't
I've been
wanna do
playing
that.
recently in a 3 stack. I got back. I played the game for a couple days, and now we won't be able to play anymore. So now I guess I'm done again. Like, I mean, what a horrible change.
I mean, also you would think that they've put so much time and effort in that skill-based matchmaking algorithm that they would think even with like 3 and 4 stacks should be able to balance out the team's numbers in some capacity. Like, there's got to be a number out there in some Excel spreadsheet over 343. It will tell you teams of 4 versus randoms. Teams of 4 have this much percentage of winning, so we got to match against these type of players to balance out the team.
I mean, they've been saying that since H5. The problem is it feels like dog shit. I don't care like what the stats say when you're like a solo player and you roll up against a 4 stack and the game shows you it's a 4 stack and then they stomp you. Like, it's just not fun because no one's calming in ranked, right? To BHP's point, I fully fucking agree. Like, it should just be if you're in a 3 or a 4 stack, you only match other 3 and 4 stacks. And if to accomplish that, they had to widen search parameters, and in turn having more like uneven matches or longer wait times, that's kind of like if you want a 4 stack, you have to wait a little bit. Your matches might be a little uneven, but. So you could break up your party and just play normally, or you could wait, right? Whereas now they just like literally are incapable of playing the game, which is like kind of whatever.
What I understand is that a lot of the decisions they make around this are like really data driven. So what I can assume is that they see a lot of players like just closing the game or like leaving or quitting after they've been searching for a while and not getting a match.
Yeah.
And the number of players that have done that overpowers the amount of players who continue waiting for a match or get a match.
Now I don't even have the option to search for a match.
So it sucks, and it boils down to the game just being poorly supported and not maintaining a population. It really just boils down to that. There's nothing more we can really say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a horrible change, that one specifically.
Do you think it'll stick?
I think it'll stick.
It depends if enough people get upset about it, but then
I think they'll tweak it.
Yeah,
they'll tweak it.
If like
sure.
I don't think they will.
I would think you would have to have if it was going to be a major switch or change, people would have been mad about it already, where they would have switched it. But I think since like 1600 and above Onyx players is like such a small group of multiplayer players in general, that even if they almost unanimously hate the change, then it would take a while for it to actually be reverted or anything like that.
Yeah, what's that? A couple thousand players maybe total?
Maybe unless like some pros all get together and say we hate this, then they probably change it.
I don't even think they would do that.
They don't.
I mean, I do. I mean, we've already seen them tweak it a little. Like originally it was going to be 1500, now it's 1600. So they might make adjustments to it down the road. I don't know, because like I said, I mean, this is something that's going to cause me to not play the game now. Summit might not play the game anymore, and who knows how many others because of this. I mean, there's not a ton of people playing Infinite, but I'm just saying this is absolutely a change that could for sure push people away.
I'm playing BattleBit right now, and there's a guy playing the fucking Halo theme through his mic. That's amazing.
Perfect.
Hey, Dad.
That's good. Good. All right.
I use a system link back in your basement.
I think that kind of wraps up our thoughts on the resurgence of Halo. Do you guys think Season 5 will have some big...
I think it will.
I know. I mean, the rumors are right. Firefight coming into the game, right? That's like the big rumor, pretty much going around. Like that's gotta be. It's good if they do something with the firefight. I think it'll get people excited about it. If it's just like firefight, just like survive and against like waves of enemies like we've had previously, it'd be cool for like the month, and then like people just forget about it.
From what I've heard, they're gonna do cool stuff with the firefight, and if it's what I think it is, I think it'll bring people back. But I don't think it will bring people back in like waves, and it won't be like 10K concurrent players. I think the certain people who enjoy certain parts of Halo will come back for that specific part, and then once they've like played it, they're done.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
and not to mention. Go ahead, Kev.
No, I was gonna say, well, I don't think there's ever gonna be for Infinite some kind of magical thing that happens that brings everyone back together to play Halo Infinite. It's gonna be over time, you know, this trickle in of new features and content and whatever updates that, like, you know, probably 6 months from now, people are like, "Hey, Infinite's actually pretty good," you know, and then that gets around and people start playing it. I mean, we already started, say, with season 4. And if they keep doing good things with the game, then we could see just like a gradual increase of population. But I don't think there's gonna be like some overnight like wow factor to the game, which Infinite's kind of ultimately been missing. It's just like that wow factor.
Yeah, I don't see that game getting any big resurgence either, unless we get something like a battle royale and it's actually good. I mean, you look at MCC, that game received many improvements over the years, and it never really had a big resurgence other than
the PC release.
the PC releases of the game, right? And then the population dropped off again. So, yeah, these like slow, seasonal updates, no matter how good they are, again, unless it's something huge, I really don't see it doing much for the game. I mean, like they already added Forge, which is incredible in Halo Infinite, and I mean that with Forge comes a ton of cool custom games and Forge playlist, and it just hasn't revived the game like some people are
hoping
I
ask
it
a
would.
Question here? Do you guys actually play fucking Halo Infinite custom games, like ever?
No,
because I don't.
No,
play Halo.
Not anymore.
I tried them when Forge came out. Then I played a tiny bit when the custom browser came out, and that's about it. Like other than that, I don't fuck with it.
I just
they're honestly
I
like
never used to play much, and like I used to play like the Speed Halo on Halo Reach was a lot of fun.
Oh, I used to
play that in Infinite, and like it's just dog shit. It just
the physics probably feel shitty.
Physics are just ass, so I don't know. They ruined the one thing I liked, and I don't know.
Well, and that's another thing I always worry about too, with like the update of Season 5. I feel like adding AI to the game and making it forgeable or whatever is like adding a lot to the systems in play already in Infinite. I'm like, is anything going to break when they do this update? Like, is anything going to go wrong when it goes out to the public? Like, that's what I worry about. Like, is this AI going to function right when people,
The leaks point towards the Season 5 is like done being tested and it's like ready to go out, and they started working on like the mid-season patch for Season 5. So that's what leaks point towards. I'm not like confirming anything, but I mean, if they finish that early, I hope it's like a smooth season launch. I don't think it'll break anything, to be honest. Like just based upon that, which is good, exciting for the most part.
All right. One other thing I would say about Infinite is, for the longest time, I did not consider that a finished game. But at this point, I would say it is a finished game. It's not perfect, still has issues, still missing some things. But I think you can call it a finished game. Without things like, co-op campaign and mission select and a progression system, no, I was not willing to call it a finished game with those features absent. But at this point, I would call it a finished game, even though it's still has some issues.
BHP, what are your thoughts on the progression system that they added?
It's about what I expected. I think you can. I mean, I think that's a little fast to reach max rank. I think it should be longer. But it's about what I expected. I wish it was more. I wish it was Halo 3's. But
what was it about Halo 3's that made its progression so?
You had to win. That was awesome. That was awesome. Every game there was a reason to win, so you got that XP. Love that. Love that.
Don't forget to double XP weekends made your stats look even better. You'd be like, I played 50 games, but I got 100 XP. You can brag about it on like new accounts and stuff. That was much fun, man.
With these progression systems like MCC, Call of Duty, Halo Infinite, it's just like, I don't know, it's just a bar that goes up over time. That's it.
Yeah.
And don't forget, if you quit, you lost XP from your XP.
It was great. Bring that back, please.
Would you say you'd bring Halo back?
If I could. If only I could.
Roll the credits.
Bring back 2007.
Halo 3 was cool too, and you'll never see this again in a game, but they tied your progression too to like you had to also play ranked. So if you wanted to hit general, you had to have a 50. If you wanted to hit brigadier, you had to have a 45. If you wanted to hit, I think, colonel, you had to have a 40. Like 20 something was like a captain. So like if you like loaded into a social lobby and you saw some dude that was like captain with the 3 gold bars, you were like, that dude's kind of a shitter, but he plays a lot, right? So
hey, don't forget the guys who never played rank. They never played rank. They were like the max level of gunnery sergeant with however many thousand XP. They were always some kind of smurf.
For sure.
It's kind of funny. If people today had that system, they would be fucking shitting themselves. Like,
it'd just be people like boosting probably, and even back then,
people would be bitching so much about it. I mean, people bitched about like I don't know, like the rank rewards or whatever in MCC.
Oh yeah, because they couldn't hit rank 20 or something, and then like they just gave them the skin like 6 months later, anyways. Like that was so fucking stupid.
It was dumb. Like you don't need to unlock everything in the game. If you can't unlock it, that's fine. It's okay if there's some items that not everyone's going to unlock.
I think FOMO like works a little too well on some people, and they just need to like kind of figure out like, dude, I don't need this. This is like fake skin in the video game. I don't need it. Like it's okay. Breathe. Like relax. You're gonna be fine.
Yeah. I mean, not gonna lie, I kind of ran into that with like the weekly rewards, like in the first like 6 months of Halo Infinite being out. I'm like, I gotta get the weekly rewards.
Kevin, they were also dog shit. Like,
I have so many of them, and they're dog shit.
Dude, I don't even look at. I remember. I mean, I'll give it to you. When the game came out, I used to like watch for the leak account every week that would like tweet me what the weekly reward was gonna be, and then like after a while, you just realize like it's just a lot of filler. But
that's what 90% of that game is, dude. Like all the cosmetics. This is like. I just say that cosmetics aren't content to me, and whenever they release a battle pass, it's just filler to me. Like there's not a single like captivating thing in that battle pass for me. I always thought the Halo cosmetics were kind of shit. I think the Spartans are kind of generic. I don't really care about the armor. It all looks the same. Just give me the fucking gun and let me shoot people. Like it's just, I just want to play the fucking game. The cosmetics don't matter to me at all, and they never have. That's just how I feel.
yeah, no, I feel you there. I mean, like some of the cosmetics can be cool, but yeah, like battle passes to me aren't some huge deal. But all right, I think that wraps up Halo. Why don't we do questions and then we can all bail, and then I can go work on my fucking Saints Row video. What a good video game! What a great game. So like, I mean, all right, I don't like advocate for like studios. Like it's still sad that Volition got shut down, because like in the past they made good stuff, but like that game is not deserving of like money. So
bad.
Yeah, it's all right. My video is gonna be called like Saints Row 2022, the game that killed a studio. And there's a good reason why. It's fucking bad. And it's so annoying too, because Saints Row used to be so good, and then they just like completely lost the point. Like, I don't know. I'll have a lot to say. I got to get through more of it.
Never played a Saints Row game.
I mean, do you feel like the devs kind of like lost what made the game great?
I think they tried to. How do I describe this? I'm gonna have to find a good way to put like words to paper when I write my script. But like, so Saints Row was always So Saints Row started.
They lost the identity.
Yeah. I would say Saints Row 1 was basically a GTA ripoff, right? Like the original Saints Row 1. And then they kind of realized like we should probably do our own thing. So it became like the Saints Row 2 was GTA with an emphasis on side missions with a little bit of that wacky flair. Because GTA for as like wacky as it gets, is a pretty like in terms of story, is a pretty like down to earth like serious game, right? Whereas like Saints Row 2 is when you started seeing like the fucking like dildo bat and you would go into like the sex dungeon thing, right? And so they started like playing around with a little more like leeway in terms of going like a little wacky with it. And then Saints 3 took that to like a whole new level. And then eventually you got like Saints Row 4, which is Saints Row 4 the one where you're fighting fucking aliens, I think, right?
Yeah, like,
so
they had like the DLCs where you go to hell.
Yeah, so Saints Row 4 completely like went off the deep end. And so when they did the reboot, you're like, oh, this is perfect. Then maybe they'll kind of wrap it back somewhere between like Saints Row 1 and 2, get a little more serious with it, but still have that like lighter flair to it a little bit. But from what I've playing so far, like I haven't finished it. The characters are just fucking annoying. Like if you've ever played those games where like the playable character is just constantly quipping about everything, that is Saints Row 2022. It's just like constant. Like you're walking down the street trying to shoot people and he's just saying the most random shit. Like, bro, like you don't the game doesn't have to be full of you talking the entire time that I try and like kill all these people. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see how my opinion changes as I get further.
Also, if you can say anything on this, obviously you're gonna have your video. But what do you think of just the map or city? Like, is it not the most boring thing you've ever seen? Just a desolate desert of nothingness.
Yeah, it's definitely a step down from what was the original city called? Oh, well, they had different ones, right? Remember. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. It's not a great video game, but you know,
I wish Volition. I wish they kept making Red Faction games.
Well,
those are the games I played from.
Hold on.
I never played a Saints Row game.
They made Red Faction Guerrilla, great game. Did you play Red Faction Armageddon?
No, but I know it. Well, yeah, I did. I played like there was like a multiplayer mode in there. I played it a little bit, but no, I never played the single player. I heard it wasn't as good.
So, what would you say made Guerrilla so fun?
Destruction.
Yeah. So, what if you took the entire game and you put it in caves? That's Armageddon. For some reason, the entire game is underground. Like, I will never understand.
But you could rebuild stuff. You could rebuild stuff.
You could.
That was like the little gimmicky thing of that game. They tried it, didn't really work. But I don't know why they gave up on it.
Yeah, you could have wrapped it back and probably built back on what made Guerrilla good.
Yeah.
But did they make the original like first-person shooter Red Factions too, or was that a different company? Like
they made those too. Those were good too.
Yeah.
And Red Faction 1's Destruction was way ahead of its time.
for its time.
That was 2001.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then Red Faction 2 had some destruction, but it was like a step down. And then Red Faction Guerrilla was kind of like a different kind of destruction.
It was like sandboxy. Really cool. It was a way more. It was like
and you had the multiplayer mode. Like I love multiplayer.
The multiplayer was fun in Guerrilla, but
Saints Row just always looked like a GTA to me. But that's the one that took off, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was.
Speaking of GTA, how do you guys feel about GTA being $150?
Is that true?
Oh, I heard about that rumor. GTA 6?
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
Holy,
that's not gonna happen.
I think it could.
80, 70, maybe, dude. People can't pay $150 for a video.
I mean, that's ridiculous.
Hey, early access.
The game is going to sell. The game is going to sell based on the name alone. And so, if you like maybe.
Oh, early access.
I bet you they probably probably saw like the price for like the ultimate double plus good edition or whatever, you know.
The double good edition.
Well, like a Starfield, they're like, they could sell 500,000 copies early access. We should be able to sell double that or triple.
I mean, they probably will. To be fair,
I will. I will buy that game early access. Like pre-order that shit day one. Like I don't. I
mean, GTA 5 is the best-selling video game of all time, right? So.
Yeah. Launched in 2013.
I mean, Rockstar makes good games, so they might never make games anymore, but usually they're good when they come out once every decade, so.
Yeah, I think GTA 6 is just not something I want to miss. Like, I think it'll be very big, like just a very big fucking game I don't want to miss.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it'll just be the game of the year for that year. It'll be like it'll be YouTube for like an entire year. Remember when GTA 5 came out? The multiplayer like started rolling out, and it was just like every YouTuber blowing up was a GTA 5 funny moments YouTuber.
Yeah.
It was that was like the
Vanoss
YouTube meta.
Gaming.
Yeah.
Vanoss Gaming like grew on that, I think. If I
Yeah.
remember
The
correctly.
whole little crew. But
Yeah.
yeah. Alrighty, why don't we do questions and then we will leave. Okay.
Sure.
Let's see what we got here. If you want to submit questions in the future, just watch the Twitter. I always put out a tweet day of asking for questions. As of now, we answer literally any. Okay. Young Mythos asked, I actually don't understand this question, so if you guys do, you can answer it. If not, we'll just skip it. All right, so Young Mythos asked, what platform games have y'all picked up lately?
Like platformers?
I don't know. I didn't
He
know.
said he said Xbox. He
I-
specified. He said Xbox.
Yeah, but
games,
that
right?
doesn't make it. So then I responded, what you
I
mean
think-
by
I-
platform games?
Xbox exclusive. I don't know.
He said X-
Alright, so what
Yeah, I think
Xbox
maybe that's
exclusives have
maybe
you
it's-
guys played recently?
None. I fucking hate
Starfield.
exclusives.
Starfield.
I
Played
fucking hate
Redfall. That
exclusives.
shit fucking sucked.
I've been playing Super Mario 3D World on my fucking Switch Lite.
Perfect.
Uh,
Kevin plays
That's
Infinite every night.
Oh,
Nah, I've been
shoot.
playing
It's like a-
Cyberpunk. At least I was trying to finish it before Starfield's release, but that clearly didn't happen.
Yeah.
But I will be giving Fae Farm a go tomorrow.
What game?
What's
Yeah,
What
that?
did you say?
This game, it's like a cozy game kind of
Fae
thing called Fae
Farm?
Farm. Fae Farm.
How do you spell this?
Oh, okay.
Like F-A-Y
F-A-E.
farm? Oh,
No,
F-A-E.
F-A-E
Sounds
Farm.
familiar.
What kind of game is it?
If you know like Stardew Valley,
Oh, okay.
Oh,
so it's
yeah,
kind of like
sure.
Stardew Valley, but like in a different way, kind of thing. You know,
Is it on Steam?
Gotcha.
it's on Steam and it's on Switch, and yeah, just
Nice.
got actually
Wow,
from
okay.
going to PAX, I ran into like the marketing guy, and he was like, yeah, we can also. He's like, we also work with Fae Farm and hook you up with a code with that. I'm like, sure. And so I hit him up, and then got the code today. So I'll definitely be giving it a go. My wife's super excited about it because she loves like cozy game stuff. So you can like co-op it. You can co-op with it on cross-platform as well.
Oh,
So she'll be
Nice.
playing on Switch. I'll be playing
Oh,
on
that's
Steam.
that's cool.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Oh,
So mainly, I'm just looking forward to actually be able to play games with my wife. It would be great.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, that's
awesome.
fair.
I had I had a random thought. But I want to bring it up anyway because we talked about it earlier.
Sure.
When we were talking about Game of the Year, we never brought up Zelda. You think that's a contender for Game of the Year?
I
Did that game
was
get
the-
insane reviews?
I thought Zelda was going to be the clear winner until Baldur's Gate 3. Now
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
really sure
Yeah,
how it's going to go.
Gotcha.
I mean, we're going
Okay.
by like sales numbers. Obviously, Zelda would win because I think it sold like 18 million. But
Okay.
we'll see. We'll
I
see
was just
what
wondering
happens.
because I know hear
Like-
us bring that up, and I know that game got really good reviews, and a lot of people saying that's their Game of the Year. So
Oh, yeah, it's the fall.
you finished it, right? Right, Arash?
So
Yeah.
I picked up Breath of the Wild to play
Uh-huh.
before
Yeah, you
Tears
beat
of
them
the
both, right?
Kingdom, and I haven't.
And then you
Breath
finished
of the
Lightfall.
Wild, so I definitely didn't finish
shit.
Lightfall. So
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Okay. This guy.
How do
You'll
finish
beat
it?
Starfield though.
how do you
for sure.
finish
I
the
don't think I
Destiny
have
game
finished
before
a
you-
single video game this year that I've started. So,
Oh,
and
man.
there's been a lot
See,
of
you
them.
don't
Falling
you don't
behind.
finish games, and I don't start games.
Yeah. But at least I play
Okay,
them,
I
so
don't
I
wanna
can
know.
I can talk about them, right? Like,
At least I watch them.
all right, fair enough. Can't argue with that. All right.
Jeez, I've played through 42 games this year. That's
Yeah,
kinda
but you're a
depressing.
full blown game review right now, so you're on a different grind. Okay, some of us are still
Yeah.
we're still
Yeah.
clinging.
Jared's
to
like, I
Halo.
actually play video games. I'm like, I play a game.
Hey,
I
I want
play
to play
a video
Halo
game.
so bad, man. You have no idea. I get on, I play one match, it lags, and I quit out of rage. I'm like, damn it.
maybe
I'll sell my soul to play just one match, not laggy. Like, come
maybe next year. You know, that'll be your chance.
We'll do some co-op. How about that? Yeah.
on. Oh man.
I haven't played
Maybe.
so like when the co-op flight came out, I tried it once, and then it came out, and I've never played Halo Infinite co-op.
That's what I was saying. That's one of the things that kind of has to be there at launch. But
I will say, if the campaign was better, if it was more like if it was like a campaign I liked more, maybe I would have gone back and played a co-op. But like, I feel like I got my fill. Like Infinite, it wasn't a bad campaign. Like as I played through it, it wasn't like this is dog shit. But it's just like
it was for me.
All right, well, fair enough. But I kind of got my fill, my one play.
You didn't do all the open world activities.
No,
you didn't 100% it for the cool stances.
You didn't rescue all the Marines.
I did not. I thought about
number 57 wasn't saved.
I thought about trying to lasso the game for a video, and then I just like realized I didn't want to put myself through that amount of effort. So
just use Steam.
Infinite Lasso is terrible.
You can't fucking Steam Unlocker it for a video.
No,
this is how I got Lasso in Halo Infinite. You just open up Steam Unlocker and just fucking just unlock the achievement.
That'd be a good short.
For some reason, I don't think that was quite the vibe I was going for. All right, next question. Danger Cactus asked, would you guys stand with me in protest for the lack of cactus-themed games and characters? It's ridiculous that they aren't represented more.
Dude, he's so real for that because I have a pet cactus and
no, just go play Fortnite.
He's got a point.
There's like a cactus guy in Fortnite. Yeah.
Dude, speaking of Fortnite, I think we have like a Fortnite related question somewhere on there.
I think I saw it pop up. Don't you worry though, we'll get to it.
Okay.
All right. We're gonna skip that one by Chris. All right.
No.
Iniquity, the last remaining Titanfall YouTuber, has asked us, as Halo enthusiasts, how do we feel about the recent manifested Titanfall updates? I mean, we talked about it earlier, but
I'm fucking happy.
Good luck, Titanfall boys.
Yeah, I'm more of a
Waffle's
Titanfall
falling
fan
over. You're
than
so
anything,
excited.
like- It's so true, man. I'm ecstatic about Titanfall 3.
All right. Steve asks, this is a red pill, blue pill situation. Would you rather delete the memories of your top 5 games of all time and you can never play them again, or you can only play those top 5 games for the rest of your life and nothing more?
I go with the latter, easy, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
same.
go with the latter.
It's hard, but
I have some pretty good ones over here.
Honestly, I think you go former. There's so many good video games. Like, you could delete out my favorite 5 games of all time, and there's so many more. Whereas if you can only play 5 video games the rest of your life, like, you'll get bored.
Okay, well, real quick then, what would be the 5?
My 5, it'd probably be like Counter-Strike Go, Halo 3, COD 4, probably one of the GTA games like San Andreas and
Liberty City for me.
Something else. I'd have to
for me, like
maybe Doom 2016 would be like my 5th game. So like
for me, nothing compares to my favorite games. So that's why I.
Yeah.
Would you
mean favorite game?
I love the.
Halo 3. Why not? Nothing compares. Nothing. It doesn't.
But even to that point,
ahead of its time.
Halo 3 is my favorite game of all time. But like, I'm not playing that for the rest of my life. I can play it occasionally.
I would. Well, you do CS:GO, right? You play CS like that.
Yeah, but they're coming out with CS2 now, dude.
To some of us, Halo 3 is our CS. I wish it was. I wish that was just like the main Halo
right
game.
Now, like this is ridiculous.
I mean, mine's definitely be Halo 3 would be on there for sure. Mass Effect 1, actually, I'll go with 1, and then probably Knights of the Old Republic 1. The games happened before that. Oh, that's all I need.
Don't make me.
I think I told you this, but I tried to like recently replay the whole Mass Effect trilogy, and I just like started the first game, got to the planet where you land with the Mako, and like I died and it didn't checkpoint properly, and I never continued. It just got so fucking tilted.
I'd probably also throw Black Ops 1 in there because I'm just a basic COD kid, and then also Battlefield 4.
It's actually crazy nobody said Minecraft, but alright.
I don't think we're the creative type, you know?
Now we're not the target market there.
Yeah.
All of my games are obscure RPGs and then Halo 3, so buy Halo 3.
All right. Let's see. Yeehaw asked, "Where does Infinite sit on your ranking of Halo games now that it's had some substantial content added?"
Halo Infinite #1, the greatest game of all time. Like,
This is why we bring Halo
even a
up on.
question?
So
yeah, of course. I'm the biggest Halo shiller around. I love this game to death. I'm playing.
Don't you lie?
mean-
You
right
hate
now.
the campaign.
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
yeah, but the multiplayer, dude, top one. All
Oh,
right.
yeah, I love.
I would say
that.
for games, I would say probably in order would probably be Halo 3, Halo 2. I'd probably put Reach in there, then Infinite, and then if you want to know the other ones, I don't know.
Halo 2, Reach, Infinite. That's your top 4.
Yeah,
Wait, what?
yeah, I like playing Infinite more than CE.
No. But what you didn't say Halo 3? Halo 3.
Yeah, you did.
That's it. Halo 3. Yeah, Halo 3 is 1, then Halo 2, Reach,
Okay.
Infinite, then
alright,
probably
okay.
CE
Okay,
after
gotcha.
that.
See,
Outside of
Reach
Waffle,
does
it's
no-
just Halo 3 at 1 for all of us, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it pretty.
I
Well, no,
think so.
Halo 3 is like pretty fucking good to me as well.
Oh, okay. Waffle
Like if
said
you
that.
want my actual list, it'd probably be like 3, and then 3, 2, 4, Reach, Infinite.
4
I love the
over
DMR.
Reach.
Yeah.
You know what, Waffle? I'm right there with you.
There's some things
Oh
in
my
4 I really
gosh.
like.
I need to
Like
get out of here.
if we're bringing in campaign and stuff, then it's Reach. But like if it's, I hate Reach's multiplayer with a passion.
The
I
DMR
hate
is,
Bloom that
like,
much.
so good, but
Yeah,
like,
I'm talking
Bloom was
like
very
yeah,
valid.
like
Infinite as Bloom.
the entire game as a whole.
Yeah.
Like I'd say Reach is still
Yeah.
probably Reach is
Yeah,
probably Bungie's
Reach.
most fully realized.
Oh
Halo
yeah,
game.
It is.
Reach as a
Yeah, without
package
a
is fucking goated. Like there was so much shit in
I
that
mean,
game.
You know what I loved about Reach? You could search for a matchmaking game and still save your file to the file share and message.
You can't even
While
fucking open your
Oh, yeah,
friends list while trying to search an Infinite. It like kicks you out of the search. Try and
Yeah.
customize your
Wow.
guy? No,
Oh,
absolutely
they
not.
fixed that. Season 3, they fixed
Yeah,
that. Season 3, they
What?
fixed that.
Sometimes my
Come on,
friends
guys.
list
Good.
doesn't even
Oh
work
my
on that
God,
game.
dude, I'm so
But no, I'm
behind.
thinking like, yeah, Infinite, like what I would mostly play in a Halo game is multiplayer, and I hate the multiplayer maps in Infinite. The dev maps, that is, like Recharge, Live Fire, Bazaar, Streets.
Well, you don't
I
ever
can't
see
stand
Bazaar
them.
anymore.
I won't
Not
take
anymore,
any Streets
but-
slander. Streets is kind of a goated map in my opinion.
Street's kind of good.
It's
Visually,
good.
Recharge is kind of great.
Visually,
Recharge,
Recharge is ass.
Recharge is like, I'm just sick of Recharge. They've
So
played
that's why
too
I think
much.
I'd still have to put it last for me because of the maps. Because maps, I mean, that's a big deal to me in games. So
I think Infinite is like pretty special to me as it is like the first Halo game I've played at launch.
God, you're
So
so
there's
young.
that. Like, I don't know. I've done a lot of.
You're
cool
making
stuff
me
A wee-
feel old,
for
Waffle.
A wee child here.
yeah, that caught me
Yeah.
off
I
guard.
remember
first.
going to the
Come on.
midnight release of Halo Reach and the car breaking down and it was freezing outside. And the cop stopped, looked at us, and then kept driving. He didn't even help us.
That's funny as fuck.
See,
It's great.
I
time.
remember the Halo 2 release night where like everyone from my high school was there, and there were like people like opened up their trunks and are like bumping their systems, and people were playing like touch football in the parking lot because it was like 11 o'clock at night and no one's in there. It was a party. It was awesome. There was like one guy brought like his like laptop and showed like his Halo 1 montage. I was like,
Mm.
and I was like, how did you record that? That's so cool.
On his fucking like Dazzle or some shit.
Yeah, back in like
It was
2004.
probably so pixelated.
Oh, dude, those
Oh,
old
yeah.
Dude, that was
montages look
so
terrible.
good back there. People would take their little MacBooks, like when I started YouTube, and like everyone I knew would just take their MacBook and aim it at the computer or screen or whatever and
Yeah.
record
That
the
is
footage
cool.
that way.
Yep.
I remember
Oh.
at one point I was playing GBs and I had set up like an old digital camera on some boxes and like aimed it at the TV so I could like deal with those kids who would dispute your matches. But
DSP style, just record your screen with a camera.
hell yeah. All right, there's that question. All right, last question by Spectral in chat. What do we think it'll get to? What will it take to get Halo as a franchise back on track? I mean, I think the answer is pretty straightforward. They just need a good fucking game. Like,
I think a
uh,
reboot is necessary.
Oh, we didn't. No.
Oh, man.
That was a joke, right?
Well,
Was
the
it?
thing is with
Yeah.
Halo 2, it's like I think like if something big happens, like a new campaign, and it's awesome, it would just like spark interest back into the franchise again, because I think there's always like group of people within gaming community as a whole who want to play Halo. They want to get Halo experience. They just haven't really been able to do that in the last 10 years.
I mean, we have seen, despite arguably not releasing like a solid game in 10 plus years, every Halo release has plenty of players. Like, it's not like the IP can't get eyeballs on it. It does fine. It just can't retain them. So release a good video game that's actually finished and doesn't have a broken game mode for 2 months after they launch it, and you're cooking.
It was actually 3. It was 3.
Yeah, my bad.
Big Team Battle was broken for 3 months. That was like
insanely
insanely ridiculous.
That was like a month after launch.
Crazy.
Yeah, it started in like January when they were all on their fucking end of year vacation.
Yeah, I mean, with how horrible Infinite's launch was, like you cannot point to Infinite as evidence that people just don't want to play Halo anymore. Like that game's launch was rough. So.
Oh yeah.
And first impressions are important to a lot of people. So.
If anything,
I mean, Joseph Staten even
shows that people wanted to play a Halo game. If anything.
I mean, Joseph Staten even said it, right? Like in a big video, he's like, at some point the game's gonna have to release. And when you say it that way, you're like, oh, okay, this is gonna be a rocky road, you know. And even when he's like, dude, we just gotta release it.
Yeah. All right. I think that wraps up the old pod. Hopefully next podcast, Paint will join us if he's available to stay up until 6 a.m. in old Scotland. So yeah, we'll see. I'll hit him up next. We should be back on schedule, so you can expect to see a podcast every 2 weeks or so. Shorts on Twitter or shorts on YouTube, I guess. But little
Twitter.
clips,
What
little
the hell's
clips on X.
Little clips.
That
sounds like a new mumble rap name right there.
Little clips.
Little clips.
So we'll have those. It'll be a grand old time. We'll try and get back on track until inevitably I get busy again and then stop doing anything. All right, Pop Q. What are you doing these days? What can people look out for? All right, perfect. Kevin.
Just keeping up with the GameStop socials, keeping them busy. Got videos coming out for the next week about like content we've recorded with them, so keep an eye on there. Also be holding out and doing Halo videos because there's no other game I'm as passionate about. I am thinking I will probably get a chance to play Starfield probably like maybe tomorrow. We'll see. Or maybe even tonight after the stream. We'll see. I don't know.
It's fun.
It's been killing me not being able to play.
Yeah. Grand old time.
Well, yeah. Oh, then just doing Halo videos on YouTube, GameStop memes, all that, everything between.
Fair enough, Jared.
Starfield review on the way. A game called Liza P. I'll be doing a review on, and I'll also be doing updated impression of a game called Echoes of the Living with a new demo that's coming out. So outside of those, not really too much.
Jared, did you see, and I forget the name, it's like this weird isometric horror game, but when you like go to shoot, it goes into like third person. It's like pixel art. Shit's fucking crazy.
Well, I know what you're talking about. I can't think of what it's called. It's a weird looking game. I know I follow the devs, I'm pretty sure.
I kind of want to play it.
Yeah, I kind of want to play that too.
Yeah,
that game looks cool.
That sounds cool. I should send it to the group chat.
All right, when I find it, I will. I gotta go find the name. I'll send it. But Waffle, what are you up to these days?
Trying to put together another Halo event. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully we get something together, and yeah, just keeping up with Halo, I guess, and maybe something else. Who knows?
There you go. Alrighty. I should have a video coming out probably next week about modding and user creation in games. Real script. After that, I think I'll have, unless I give up in the next few hours, I should have a video probably about how much the Saints reboot sucks. Which is funny because I wanted to my idea, because I never played it when it came out. I just saw the shitty reviews. I thought like, oh, like, like title it like, was it really that bad? And I started playing it and I'm like, no, it fucking is. like I wanted to be like, like, sure, it's not the best game in the world, but like it's okay. But like even the gunplay like isn't very fun. It's like really, really floaty. You kind of just aim in their general direction and like hold the trigger down, and like occasionally bullets will hit them, and then you'll get like a headshot multiplayer. You're like, I'm not even fucking aim near his head. Like MNK has like ridiculous aim assist for some reason. Like it has like the old school COD where when you aim in, it just locks on someone. So yeah, it's a grand old time. All right, so
I was just gonna say, do you think it's good? It's as good as Skull and Bones?
Oh gosh,
I'm actually excited to play Skull and Bones at this point. I think it'll be such a clusterfuck. It'll be fun for one night, just to play like the absolute like whatever the fuck they end up shipping is just gonna be like abhorrent. So it'll be great.
I would love if they'd like advertise like a game 20 years in the making. Like, literally.
Play with all your friends.
Kind of. It doesn't really work still.
Yeah, but it just comes out and it's like a single player game, but there's not like actually a story. You just run around and like maybe board some AI ships and they just call it a day.
What if it becomes like game of the year though? What if they've been cooking, man?
Like, I think if they were cooking, the rumors we'd hear about it would be a little better. They're cooking in the
back alley because they're all fired probably.
That's probably it.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for watching. Appreciate it. And yeah, we'll see you all next time.
If Skull and Bones was cooking, it would be in that Gordon Ramsay show trying to save the kitchen. It was like Hell's Kitchen or something it's called. That's what it is.
All right. Bye, people.